and I'm going to be doing spirit animal readings and tarot messages for all 12 of our beautiful zodiac signs. Hope you guys are doing great. Definitely a gloomy, rainy night here. So hope it's good where you are. I've been really tired and kind of sad today, guys. I've just been, you know, kind of low energy. Wasn't even sure if I'd really feel like getting on and doing readings, but here I am. So I hope that y'all will come in and enjoy it, or watch it later and enjoy it. It usually does perk me up to get in here and start working on the stuff. It usually does. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into it. For those of you who are brand new to the channel, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm always happy to see new folks coming in. Welcome Heather, welcome Nancy into the live stream chat. I might put my hair up. I feel like a pumpkin today. I saw this orange sweater and I went, yeah, I want to be in a pumpkin sweater. So I put this on. So if you are brand new to the channel, like I said, thank you so much. Hope you will stick around, enjoy what we do here, and hit that subscribe button. Join the Dragon family. We always love welcoming new members. If you're interested in any of the decks that I use in my reading, which would be these guys, tonight we're doing spirit animals. If you're interested in a personal reading with me or would like to make a donation to the channel, all those links and information are down below in the description box, you guys. Always very appreciative of anyone who donates to the channel, because let me tell you, times are skinny. Cannot do it without that. It's just the way it is. It's been a tough month this last month, especially because I do have a real job that I have to take care of. So it's, you know, it's just practicality. It's nothing personal, but you know, it might get to a point where I just can't be here as much because I gotta take care of the bread and butter, guys. Me and Gwen were talking about that to each other tonight, you know, and you know, it is a sacrifice at this point for me to keep doing the channel. It is, because if I was taking more time for my other job, I'd be making more money. It's just the truth, you know, but this is more my passion. That's why I keep doing it. You know, and I don't want people to feel like they have to contribute or donate, but I'll just put it out there straight. You know, when you do, it keeps this going. And you know, I've seen it a million times, not just with myself or with other people. You know, it's like you're doing something that people love or they like, and then nobody's really financially supporting it, so it goes away because you just can't keep doing it. I was doing that with, you know, a lot of different things in my life with music, you know, and it's like, well, you know, if you don't literally or, you know, figuratively put your butts in the seats, you know, it's not going to thrive. It's the way it is. And yeah. Oh, I really appreciate that, Heather. I mean, it's like the point, you know, but I still have to buy groceries. I still have to put a roof over the head and all that, you know, kind of stuff. It's stressful. It's stressful. Yeah, it is. And, so yeah, so a lot of times it is just that choice between doing this, because I have a ton of work. It's like, you know, I think most people have no idea how much effort it is for YouTube creators to do what they do, especially when you're a smaller channel like me and you don't get the benefit of, you know, massive numbers and YouTube constantly, you know, promoting your videos. And yeah, it's just really tough, you know. I don't like to sit here and complain about it, and I really try not to like go on too much about it, but it is a big consideration right now and going forward. You know, to me today has just been one of those days where I kind of go back and forth. Maybe it's the Libra, the Mercury retrograde for sure. Yeah, we're all in review of how things balance out, right? And it's like, can I do this, or do I just really not have, because I've got a ton of stuff to go do. I own and run an eBay store. And so, you know, it's one of those things. I mean, I'll be completely honest. I put up all 12 of the monthly October videos. It took me 2 nights to do that, streaming for about 3 hours each night. It's a lot of work. Once I'm done, I'm exhausted, because doing this kind of stuff, it does take more energy than just doing an office job, right? Yeah, my eBay store link is actually in my About Me tab on my YouTube page, so you can easily go find it if you're interested in seeing what I have for offer there. And it's something I've been doing a long time. I'm good at it. I enjoy it, but it's not my passion like astrology and tarot are. But like I was saying, you know, I did all 12 of those, and it's a lot of effort. I was too tired to stream on Friday because of it, and I made less than $4 for all that work. Nobody donated during the streams, and so that's what I got from YouTube for, you know, revenue from ads. So that's literally all I got. So I'm just telling you, you know, that's why it's hard to keep doing it when it's slow like that. And it really does get kind of discouraging. And I don't mean to bring it down or bring the energy down for you guys, but sometimes I feel like I have to put it out there because it's really a bit hard. Yeah, it's okay. And you know, it's like I know that everybody in here, I think, really does as much as they can. We've got some great moderators. We've got wonderful people in here. This is in no way a cut towards the members of my channel. It's more a cut towards YouTube's algorithm. Watch me get a strike for saying that, but it is, you know, I mean, when I was first doing the channel, I used to get, YouTube would recommend my videos to people more, and it made a huge difference. It made a huge difference. I would, you know, anytime they would do a recommend and promote it to other people who watch tarot videos, I would always get thousands of views, which would usually translate to hundreds more subscribers. And at some point, I guess, YouTube just decided I wasn't worth promoting, so they haven't done it for a very long time. It's just the way it is. I mean, and I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone. A lot of people are going through it. I've noticed a lot of people's channels that I think are excellent, you know, are struggling, trying to get views, trying to get people to be engaged. You know, so it's tough. It's one of those days where I'm just kind of like, should I keep doing this? Should I taper it back? Should I not do quite as much? You know, because I got other things to do. Yeah. You know, it's been a little over 2 years. Yeah, the nasty women, Sharon and Lisa, and everyone, you know, associated with them, they're great. They're wonderful. I really appreciate them. And, you know, to me, they're another channel that really deserves a lot more subs and views than they get. Because they're just very genuine and very authentic, and, you know, there's a lot of readers that are really cheesy and kind of phony. It gives me that same feeling like a televangelist, right? Real snake oily, you know. So anyway, there's my thoughts for the night. I'll be okay. I always am. But it's just, you know, it's stuff that occasionally kind of comes up in my, you know, mind. And, you know, hey, Corianne, thanks so much, sweetheart, for the emails. That really meant a lot to me. And I hope that hope you're going to be doing better. I'm sorry you've had such a run-in with so many toxic people. But I would just, my thing when I was reading that, I was like, look, you know, these toxic people, they might say that they're like cursing you or limiting your energy or doing something bad to you, but they're not. Don't give them that power. They only have power if you give them that power. And you know who we're talking about. And a lot of people here know who we're talking about. They've you know, and, you know, but my feeling is when we get down to the truth, you know, we're the children of the divine, you know, we're the children of the highest, you know, light forms, and, you know, along with all the other creatures on earth, and, you know, there's nothing stronger than them, than the divine beings of light that we talk to, And there's no low-level narcissist that has any power over you. You know, they just don't. I'm sorry. They can go try to like hex you or something, you know, or whatever. But you know, they can't topple the Most High. They can't topple the divine. I'm sorry. You know, with that I spray some holy water. Just, you know, they're just mosquitoes trying to get a bite of something good. That's all. They're just pissed because, you know, you got something and they don't. And they want it, but they can't get it. Yeah, that's the way it is. Oh, yes. Here you go, Corey. I'm spraying some for Corey, sending it out to her. I got water droplets on my screen. I can't spray the screen. Hey, Sharon. Always great to see you in here. My beloved Pisces. Yep. Yep. No, I really, that's something that always gets me about that. I've seen too many of those kind of folks, the would-be witches and wizards and warlocks and whatever they think they are, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna, you're never gonna have good luck again because I said something. It's like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I think Kali Ma has something to say about that, but you know. I think the Holy Spirit and Ganesh and all the other wonderful beings of light and consciousness, ascended masters, have something more to say about that. And I think I think more of what they say than what anybody that's just trying to hurt someone says. So don't worry. Don't worry. They ain't gonna get to you. They ain't gonna get to me either. I'm sure they're trying and have been trying, but it's okay. They can they can keep on knocking, but they can't come in. Come back tomorrow night and do it again. Oh, thank you, Ian. I really appreciate that. Me and my pumpkin shirt appreciate that. Yeah, they can keep on knocking, but they can't come in. That's the truth. That's the truth, right? You know, it's really about that. And it's all gonna be okay. I think a lot of, too, what I'm feeling is the Saturn retrograde malaise. I'm quite aware of that. Little Capricorns and Scorpios and my Sagittarians and my Virgos and my Geminis. Oh, yeah, I hear you, Nancy. Same here. I mean, I've been doing this stuff for over, 20 years, and, I've worked now online for 2 years. I've, worked in plenty of, metaphysical bookstores and centers where you do readings. So I've had a lot of experience throughout the years. And, there's always going to be those. There's always going to be the snake oil salesmen that, are running around just trying to bilk people. And, so yeah, that's what Gwen said, saying what people want to hear. I'm never going to sugarcoat. I'm always going to be really positive and upbeat. I'm always going to be as uplifting as possible, and see the lighter side in my readings, because that's honestly what I feel from them. I don't feel the tarot is dark energy or anything like that, It's there for our personal use and development and, lifting us up and helping us to get along on our journey. It shows us their blockages, it shows us the challenges we have to overcome, and it's great because it shows us all of it. Yeah, I know, I love that it came up orange. It's the same color as everything around me here. Yeah, no, I've just, for me though, I'm not going to change. Me and Gwen were laughing about it. I'm not going to change my readings to clickbait. I'm not gonna be like, oh yes, your ex is coming back and, you know, he is your twin flame. No, I'm not gonna do that. You know, if it doesn't ring true to me, if it doesn't feel honest, sure, I'll talk about love and romance, soulmates, twin flames, all that good stuff, right? You know, because it does exist, and to me it does, and we'll work, you know, with that stuff when it comes up in a reading, but that's not the whole point of doing this. The whole point is really personal development and growth so that we become the best people we are. And when we are becoming the best people we are, guess what? We'll attract the best relationships that we can. That's the way it works. So that's the harder road though, isn't it? It's the tougher one. That's the narrow road that most people don't want to walk. Hey, good to see you, Vampy. It looks like we've got a lot in the chat tonight. Hey there, Nancy. Thank you. Anybody that's donating tonight, if you're interested in having a mini personal question answered later, I'll put you on the list. And if I don't get to you tonight, I'll take a time out sometime this next week and we'll do those. I'm actually thinking about just doing that, like just do a night where we just do personal questions, because I know a lot of people. Oh, Corianne, you're so sweet. Thank you for the intention. I really appreciate that, hon. I also really want to get back in here and do some more music. I know people have been missing that too, you know. I love sitting down, playing the piano, and just hanging out and singing and playing songs and live streaming that. That's super fun. That's super fun and relaxing. So yeah. Yeah, we should do that. We should do that, Gwen. Because it's a lot when I try to do, like, you know, 12 general reads and then do personals. It's quite exhausting, even though it's fun. Aw, thank you. Thank you, Vampy. I really appreciate that. Yeah, Heather, and you know, well, there is a lot of censorship on YouTube, and there is a lot of up and down. Like, I've been lucky because on the whole, I think, you know, tarot channels don't get flagged like, you know, a lot of channels do. Because, you know, I really avoid anything political. I avoid any kind of hot button subjects because, you know, that's the kind of stuff that will get your channel flagged or pulled down or strikes or warnings or whatever. So, you know, and to me, that's not what this channel's for anyway. It's for the work. It's for the spiritual and personal work. And, so I know you do, David. Yeah, language will get you flagged, things like that. So, oh, thanks, Vampy. Yeah, I always really appreciate it when people, you know, let me know stuff like that. And that's kind of what keeps me going, honestly. It is what keeps me going, because normally, like, you know, it's like, if it's not helping people, what's the point? You know, that's, you know, it's the two things that you kind of have to get out of doing your work. It's like you have to make enough financially to keep it going, to keep yourself going, and to make it, you know, livably viable. But then you also got to be helping people, because if you're not doing that, then it doesn't matter how much money you're making. You know, I've always said it's my dear departed wonderful friend Utah Phillips. He said, "I'm just out to make a living, not a killing." You know, and that's it. You know, I don't not try and make a killing. I just want to make a living. Just want to make enough to live, and that's really it. And to take care of my bunnies. Take care of those bunnies. Yeah. All right, guys. So we're gonna do some spirit animal readings tonight. These are always some of my favorite to do, Anybody that's been following me for a while knows that my first loves, I know, Ani DeFranco. Yes, Heather, I'm so glad that you know of him through her, because that's how I originally found him. And then when I was living in Oregon, I met Utah and got to know him, and he's such a sweetheart, and it's so sad that he passed away. But yes, those two albums that she did with him, because she found him and she realized not a whole lot of people knew about him, and she made a couple albums with him. She did Fellow Workers and The Past Didn't Go Anywhere. Those are both amazing, like spoken word albums with their music behind his talking. If anybody hasn't heard Utah Phillips, you got to get a hold of that guy. He was a Taurus, and he was very vociferous. A very talkative Taurus. Very funny, very insightful. Really loved his work. So yeah, very interesting. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead. I do have my little. I need to get a new mallet for my tuning forks. Yes, I love her too, Heather. Very awesome, very genuine musician. This is the earth. Try to hold it up to the camera so you can hear it real well. Ooh, that's nice to hear, Heather. Yeah, Tori is great. I love her piano. I always like to hear about the music. Kind of heavy tonight. It has been. It's been real rainy. We're going to shake it up a little bit. Gwen, I almost thought that you were talking about rolling a pumpkin down a hill or something when you said it's about time for the pumpkin roll. Let me tell you, one of the funniest and strangest places that I ever played a music gig. And of course it would be in Oregon, because there's just a lot of weirdness that goes on out there. And it was around this time of the year, and it was a pumpkin shoot. Hey Krista, I'm about to tell people my funny pumpkin tale. So at the time, I was playing with two other guys. We had a little music trio together, like, you know, Celtic folk. And so someone had seen me at another show, and they said, "We've got this event that we would love to have you come and play at." So we thought, okay, this will be good. You know, they were paying us. They were really nice. So we drive out kind of that like Newburgh-ish area of Oregon, kind of into where there's a lot of vineyards and farmland. And I didn't really know what to expect, but but we got set up, and then we started realizing it wasn't just like a caber toss or something where they were just throwing pumpkins really like hard. No, there were like all these different people that had built very purposely pumpkin cannons made to shoot pumpkins as far as they could. And so they were like launching these pumpkins like across like these long farm fields. It was just like, and you would hear it be like whoop, and the pumpkin would fly out. And you would just see it like going and then bouncing. Oh, yeah. So I can't remember which annual pumpkin shoot that was. But it was very funny to be like playing like these pretty Celtic songs, and then you hear the pumpkin shooting going on behind you. So I almost thought Gwen was talking about a pumpkin rocket launcher. They were literal pumpkin cannons that people had built from scratch. Like, there's nowhere you could go. You can't go to like Lowe's and be like, hey, can you sell me the pumpkin rocket kit? No. These people had like made these out of their own, like, I don't know, kitchen supplies. I don't know how you do that, but they figured it out, and there was all varying sizes of pumpkin launchers. You know, there were the ones that could fit the little pumpkin all the way up to the big, great pumpkin from Charlie Brown, and it was just like, boom, you know, and you could just hear it. It was drunk, and it would like fly. It was like, well, there it goes. So that was my funny pumpkin musical adventure. I even, when me and the guys were playing music at it, I said, this is guaranteed going to be one of the strangest shows or experiences we've ever had. And it still is. I still go back to it and I'm like, yeah, that was definitely different. How many people can say they played music at a annual Oregon pumpkin shoot? It was, I mean, it's like it sort of made sense, Gwen. You know, it sort of made sense. Because it's, you know, it was folky and pretty outside and it's fall, you know. And we had the harp, you know, I play the harp and I play Celtic music. So, you know, it's like it was, you know, had that nice feeling, but the pumpkin shooting made it really surreal. Hey there, MT, good to see you. Yeah. So, all right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and start out with Aries. Unless you want to start out with Libra. We could start with Libra because it is Libra season. And then, of course, Gwen would be waiting a long time for her read, and but Capricorn wouldn't. It's up to you guys. You want to start with Libra? We usually start in order, but we can go in order of the season tonight. Yeah, let's try that. Hey, Raven, good to see ya. Raven Thunder in the house. I love that name. Nice. Yeah, okay, Gwen, let's do it. Let's rock then. Let's start doing that more often. I could start doing that, you know, more with my pre-recorded reads. Yeah, Sharon, see, Pisces always gets to be last, and they're like, hey, wait a minute. So let's start with Libra. Happy birthday to all my wonderful Libras, because it is Libra season. We are enjoying or enduring this wonderful Mercury retrograde in your sign right now. But let's see what we've got for you. Let's get connected with the spirit animals, guys. They know what's up. They're nice and grounded. I was watching my birds today. I did have a dream this past week about a possum and another one about a skunk, so I don't know what that's saying. Curl up and play dead or spray them with something stinky. Either way, they'll leave you alone, I guess. All right. Dear animal spirits, guardians, guides, and friends, let's see what we have for our beautiful Libras for this week ahead. Any messages that they need for their highest and best. And let's start out with one main spirit animal that is going to help them out the most. Which one is their main assistant this week? Ooh, I like it. The hawk spirit. And boy, the hawks definitely come around where I live. There's a lot of them here. So let spirit be your guide. To me, the hawk is a beautiful spirit of clear vision, a lot of long-term clarity. So Libra, you may be doing a lot of reviewing to kind of see where it is that you really want to go in the future, right? And I really feel like, you know, calling in on that hawk spirit, that's a really good one for you. It gives you a lot of ability to see clearly into the future or see clearly where you're going. Let's get into your animal tarot here, Libra. Let's see what we got for you. Let's see how this plays out. Best way to use this hawk spirit. Ooh. Whole lot of shaking going on, I feel. So it's definitely about love. Got the Lovers card, the Huatsin spirit coming out. Love in all its forms, commitment, choices. It's Gemini energy. The Gemini planetary ruler, Mercury, is in retrograde in your sign right now, Libra. And so I do feel that you're doing a lot of reviewing, a whole lot of reworking, a whole lot of rethinking of your personal relationships, how you work them out, how you work them together, whether or not you want to keep certain people in your sphere or not. We got the Tower card in the center. Check that out with the snake spirit. That's what really gives me this feeling of really putting some kind of relationship or commitment situation into big time review. This is Mars energy, and it's also, you know, shedding the skin with that snake, and it's also that tower. So it's really reworking the foundation of the tower to make sure that it stays strong. And if you're in a relationship or a situation where you just don't know if it's strong enough, you're really going to question it this week. And it's not easy for you to do it. We've got that Five of Pentacles. It's really not easy for you to do that because, you know, it gives you this feeling like, oh gosh, am I going to be alone? Am I going to be out in the cold? And am I going to, you know, have anybody to love and to hang out with and be with? I think you will, you know, and I think that's really the long-term energy here. On the bottom of the deck, we've got the Hummingbird. It's a beautiful card, Four of Wands. Homecoming, rest after labor, happiness in the home, happiness with a soulmate or twin flame, somebody very, very connected to. So I really feel like, don't be afraid, Libra. If you have to let go of one thing, if it's really not good for you, if you have to rework that foundation, if it's meant to last, it will. But if it's not, something even better is likely to come in. Because you're a Libra. You're awesome. You're a wonderful partner. You're a charming energy, you know? You're ruled by Venus. Don't fear not having love just because you might have to shed off someone who's not treating you so well, or that you don't really have a long-term chance with. But if it's, you know, like I always say in relationships, if it's meant to be, it will come through. That's how I always feel about love and relationship and stuff. Let's get into a inspiration card for you, a little affirmation for Libra, please. Yes, we have the Elephant. It gives that slow but steady wins the race kind of feeling to this. You know, stay stable, hang in there, affectionate, intelligent, gives you a lot of physical strength. You're being guided to focus on the relationships in your life that bring harmony, stability, opportunity, and unconditional love. Yeah. There is no obstacle that can hinder your forward movement. You possess limitless mental and physical strength. That's a perfect summarization of this. That really, really is. So you do have the strength to get through this, Libra. Absolutely, there's no obstacle that can get, that can keep you back. And it's really about focusing on positive relationships that bring the things that you really want: harmony, stability, unconditional love, all of that. Focus on that this week. And yeah, if you've got somebody toxic or no good for you, and that hawk can see down the road and says that's not going to turn out well, it may be time to really revise and really remove something that is not helpful. That is a positive message, though. Like I said, if it's strong and if the other person wants to work through it with you, it'll work out just fine. So let's get into Scorpio. Love my Scorpios. Happy early birthday to the Scorpios. You're going to be having birthdays starting later this month, yes? Venus is currently stationed in Scorpio right now, so we do already have a little of that energy kicking. So let's get into your spirit animal messages, Scorpio. Let's see what we have for you guys tonight. Dear spirit animals, guardians, guides, and friends, please let's see what we have for our beautiful Scorpios. Anything they need for their strongest and highest. And let's see what we've got for them as a main spirit animal of the week that's going to be helping them out the most. Ant spirit, it's time to work together, Scorpio. Time to collaborate. Time to put things together rather than pull them apart. You are a master builder and creator as well as a destroyer. So you know how to take things apart, but you also know how to put them back together. And so I would say, yes, it is time to collaborate. It's time to come together. Don't go it on your own this week, because the ant is all about working in synchronicity with each other, right? Putting those puzzle pieces together. That ant spirit in this deck also has that number 1 energy about it. So it also is a card that makes me feel like it's an energy of new beginnings. You could really be starting something fresh this week. Let's see what we have. Wow, this is a little bit similar. Ooh, little bit similar to what Libra's looking at. And you know, there's a ton of Libra and Scorpio energy in the planets right now, so it doesn't surprise that this would be coming up for both of you. You might both be sharing some similar energies and experiences right now. We start out with the Pangolin, the 5 of Pentacles. Dark night of the soul, loneliness, feeling cut off from the divine, sometimes feeling cut off from a love partner, spiritual partner. So you may be feeling that. You may be feeling that. And it may be really time, Scorpio, to reach out. That's what I feel with that ant spirit. It's really time to reach out if you haven't been. And it could deal very strongly with a love partner this week. And you may feel like, oh, I don't want to bother them with my stuff. I don't want to give them that to deal with. That's what they're there for, though, Scorpio. Don't forget. And this is really important to that development, not just theirs, but yours, and yours as a couple, because we have this Lovers card ruled by Gemini. So it's important that you talk things out. We are in a Mercury retrograde, so it does bring up a lot of things for review. And it may be something that maybe it worried you in the past. Maybe it was an issue in the past. It's time to kind of clear the air. And if there was something that wasn't exactly fair or just, or maybe one of you didn't really get what you needed in the long run of the end, there comes that Justice card, the Elephant spirit coming up, and the Lovers card, and the Justice are both air signs. This is Gemini energy and Libra energy. Like I said, there's a lot of Libra energy coming into your reading, and there was a lot of yours in theirs. Your affirmation card actually was the Elephant for Libra. So Scorpio, if you got someone with some Libra in their chart or in your life, you may want to watch the Libra reading, and vice versa. Yeah, because this is really coming in. I feel like there's some wrongs being righted, especially when it comes to your love life. If someone was really holding you at arm's length, they're not letting you in on something, that's changing quite a bit. And you might have to rearrange. You might have to rearrange a little bit here with this Tower card, right? Because this is about readjusting, rebuilding the foundation, making sure it's really strong, making sure it's really fortified. Because if it's not, you don't have somewhere to go from. You don't have somewhere to go from there, right? And I think that ant spirit coming through with the time to collaborate, all of this just feels like, you know, partnership. We got Libra energy, lovers energy. It's all partnership. Examine yourself as well as them. You know, maybe they're not the one shutting you out. Maybe you're shutting them out. Maybe both of you are doing it to each other a little bit, right? It's time to get back into balance. That's why that Justice card's coming in there. Let's get you an affirmation, Scorpio. And the Deer Spirit is coming in very gentle. Very, very gentle energy. Speed, accuracy, and endurance. You're being guided to no longer stand in the shadows of fear. That's what I get with that pangolin. The Five of Pentacles is that, like, dark night of the soul, fear of being left out, fear of, you know, being out in the cold, right? Begin today to allow yourself to be seen. What you seek is there to be found. Take inspired action and a leap of faith towards your heart's desires. So Scorpio, if you need help from your partner, your honey pie, if you want them to talk to you more than they have been, you got to open up too. It's really an equal give and take, equal balance kind of week. It's time to collaborate. It's time to open up and work together. It's a big week for that for you. Pretty much everything in your reading said so. So, very nice. Very nice, guys. All right. Whoa, this makes me feel like we're going really fast because I'm used to this coming way later in the evening. But Sagittarius, let's see what we have got going on for you guys. This is a great month ahead for Sag because you are getting your ruling planet back into direct motion. And that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. All right, guys. Sagittarius, dear spirit animals, guardians, guides, and friends. Please let's see what we have for them in our spirit animal cards tonight. And please let's see what we have for a main spirit animal that will be helping them out the most for this week ahead, please. This is a great reminder card for Sagittarius. I really think that this is something that you guys tend to do very naturally. The Giraffe spirit, see the big picture. And I really feel that the big picture is going to be coming back to you super strongly, you know, because we do have your ruling planet turning direct in the middle of this month. So hang in there, Sagittarius. I'm with you on this. I'm a Capricorn, and my ruling planet's been retrograde for 5 months too. We're both. I feel like it's kind of that home stretch. You might feel kind of tired. You might feel like, oh, will it finally ever get there? Yeah, because we're getting towards that. You know, the last couple degrees I always find of your ruling planet being in retrograde are some of the toughest. It just makes you feel like you're stepping through molasses. So see the big picture this week, Sagittarius. Try not to be too stuck in the mud. You know, because things are going to change. They are going to get moving. Right now they might feel very much like they're at a standstill. But look at the big picture. Keep aware of that. Keep aware of that you've been putting in a lot of good work and effort, and that is going to pay off down the road. Let's get into your Spirit Animal Tarot. Let's see what messages we have coming through there. Wow. Woof. Saggy, you got quite a reading. Starting out with the Nautilus spirit, Ace of Cups. Wow. You might be in a place where you're not feeling the greatest in some ways. You might feel like, oh man, when are things going to get moving? But boy, stand still for a moment, because Spirit is really gifting you. And you really are growing emotionally, spiritually, from the inside out. Aces are always gifts of joy, fulfillment, inspiration, and this one definitely gifts you on the realm of the emotions and the spiritual life. Really some big breakthroughs around those areas. And it's just really nice this week. Look at this bald eagle spirit coming through, our Emperor card, Aries energy. So this is really about you stepping into a position of leadership, not being afraid to do that, not being afraid to fight for what you want and what you really love. Yeah, stepping up into a good place. And you might be also really taking your place at the front of the line too, you know, whereas maybe you put up with accepting less or not getting your full due. You're like, no, you will respect my authority. I'm coming up into the front of the line here. So it's ambition, fearlessness, and leadership, being a good leader this week. And it just feels like it turns out so beautifully because we have the Sun card coming out at the end with our little Peking duck. So to me, it's like, it's really like great rewards and, you know, results from your efforts. The duck is, you know, such a cutie. And then the Sun is just such a positive card. It's one of the most positive cards in the tarot that really shows, you know, victory, success. The Sun's coming out from behind the clouds. You are letting some things go this week, though, Sagittarius. You really are, because we have the bat spirit on the bottom of the deck, the Hanged Man. This is Neptune-ruled energy, and it really does have to do with letting go of something that's not good for you anymore, something that, you know, maybe was holding you back in your spiritual progress and growth. There's so much to this card. You could just go on and on about it. It's really quite beautiful. Because to me it's like there's that self-surrender about it. You might be kind of in that place of limbo. One thing is passing away, the other new reality hasn't fully come into being. And sometimes it isn't the most comfortable place to be. That's what I do feel with that. But it's like it's all for a good purpose this week, because the cards supporting it are so, so good. So positive. Let's get an affirmation here for you, Sagittarius. I feel like your luck is returning. That's ultimately what I feel. It's like luck is returning. You're turning a corner this week, heading in more of a direction that you really want to go, you know. You got some Aries energy. Aries, Leo, a lot of fire. We got the Ram coming through in your affirmation. All my Aries people saying, hey, Sagittarius, what you doing? Courage, strength, pioneer. I just feel like that comes really strong, too, with the Emperor card, you know? You're being guided to follow your heart and find the joy, intrigue, and enthusiasm for life. Look beyond the tried and true. You are on your own unique journey. There is no mountain too high or rugged for you. Forge ahead with stamina, determination, and self-love. Yeah. So the Aries energy is coming out a little bit. I feel like it's really time for you to see the big picture, Sagittarius, and it's time for you to really do what's best for you. Because when you do what's right for you, it's going to affect, you know, the rest of the people around you. It's going to be very positive for them. All right, Capricorns, we're already up. Can you believe that this early into the reads? Hope you guys are doing great. Capricorn, we are hanging in there. I am hanging in there. It's not easy right now. Our ruling planet is going to be going direct this month, very soon. What was the date that I wrote down? I wrote them all down. Yeah, on the 10th. That's what I was about to say. Going direct on the 10th. So we don't have much longer. We got about a week. We got about a week, Capricorn. And I really do feel like things are going to start moving ahead in a much more positive way. I really hope, because things have been slow. I've been got that tiredness. Got that tiredness. I can feel it. All right. Dear spirit animals, guardians, guides, and friends, let's see what we have, please, for our amazing, beautiful Capricorns. All my little goats out there. Let's see what we have coming up for them for this week ahead, please. And show us one main spirit animal that will be helping them out the most in this week ahead. Oh boy, that's a big one. The whale spirit, Capricorn, the whale spirit, trust the great mystery. Capricorn, it's not always easy to do that, is it? Yes, it can be very challenging to trust in the mysterious, to trust in the unseen. The whale is also known as the record keeper in many indigenous traditions, right? It's very, very deep. It's really using your knowledge. And I always say that with Capricorn, they have a great memory. You know, usually we have a great memory for the past, for history, for traditions. And that can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing too, right? It's a great thing when you have that knowledge and you've kind of learned from the past and you can use that. But it's also not such a good thing if you're trying to forge a new path and you're using all these old methods and they're not really working, and you have to be open to trusting in something new and trusting in spirit, right? So, yeah, Capricorn, the whale spirit coming up in your read this week. I also see the whale as being quite a singer. You know, they really use their voice to communicate what they want and need. They talk to each other all the time, all the time. So this could be also a week that's very important for you to use your voice, to use your creative voice, Capricorn. Use it in a way that's more soothing and appealing than harsh or berating. That's a good idea. Let's get into your tarot. Let's see what we have got for Capricorn this week, please. Yes. Ooh. It's a few things that are a little bit similar to Sagittarius. A little bit, because, you know, we're both going through some similar stuff. But the bat spirit is first. Our Neptune energy. There again, very spiritual. Very, very spiritual. The Hanged Man is Neptune, again, is Pisces energy. So it really is that spiritual growth, that spiritual release. Letting certain things go, and yes, sacrificing things that you no longer need, sacrificing constructs of the ego. It's surrender, prophetic powers, and facing down the darkness, facing down heavier aspects of yourself to get where you need to go. And it's not surprising we see that. It's that limbo card, and definitely we're only a week away from our ruling planet turning direct. And so, you know, it's time to really release some things as we go direct into that new energy. I do feel like this leadership, you know, positivity and power is coming out in your reading this week, Capricorn. We've got the bald eagle and we've got the emperor, right? Abundance, fearlessness, ambition, leadership. Capricorn, you are a leader. You are a cardinal sign. You are meant to, you know, lead well, teach well, and be that positive leader that others will follow. I would also say not to worry too much about, you know, other people right now. I know that you are, you know, you're a team player, Capricorn. You like to make sure everybody's doing well. But, you know, it's very important for you to kind of take care of your own stuff first this week. You know, work on your work on your things. Don't be afraid to take the lead and put yourself in first place this week. So right on the outside here, the last card we have is the Dragonfly Spirit, the Eight of Wands. I do feel like as the week gets to the end and we start to step closer to the Saturn, you know, direct motion, things are going to speed up. That's what I feel. It's like we're going from this limbo kind of position, then we're stepping into this leadership of the Emperor and the Bald Eagle, and then we're moving into that Eight of Wands, the Dragonfly, which is very fast moving energy, communication speeding up, things moving forward at a very brisk pace, usually in a very positive pace. You might feel a little overwhelmed, right, with how much is coming through. A lot of communication, a lot of talking, a lot of messages. That's what that feels like. On the bottom, Capricorn, we have the Rabbit. And that is our Seven of Pentacles. I love the bunny is hopping into the Capricorn reading tonight. You know, it's reaping what you sow, constancy, perspective. You're really weeding your garden this week. You know, there is this underscore of like, you know, just doing the maintenance, cultivating what you've already built, because that's what's going to grow an abundant harvest over time. And nobody loves an abundant harvest like a Capricorn, especially then they've been working for it. So just take it one day at a time, Capricorn. Whew! And as this week moves through, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to step up. Do what's right for you. Tell people what you need, what you want. And do so with optimism, right? Do so with a positive attitude about it. They might be resistant at first, but once you explain that this is actually better for all of us, it's going to be well received. Let's get an affirmation for Capricorn, please. Yes, look at that. I love it. The lion is coming up here, Capricorn. Loyalty, courage, again, leadership. You're being guided to take back your power. You're a powerful co-creator with limitless inner strength and confidence. When you allow your voice to be heard, the people around you will listen. Beautiful tie-in. I told you, voice needs to be heard. The whale spirit sings those songs, stepping up with leadership. Yep, we've got the eagle and we've got the lion here. What was that it said? Yeah, time to take back your power. I really feel that with these two cards coming up in here, Capricorn. The lion and the eagle not only are strong, very divine associated creatures, but they also are very much about standing strong in their power, not being pushed around by other people in any negative way, leading by example instead of having to push others. Very nice, very, very strong, kind of confident, noble energy. That's what I feel with those. Great reading, Capricorn. Ah. All right, Aquarius. Woo. Let's see what we have got for you tonight in your spirit animal reading. This is going to be messages for the week ahead. And we're going to start out with one main spirit animal to help guide and inspire you through the week. Dear spirit animals, guardians and guides and friends, let's see what we have for our beautiful Aquarians for this week ahead. Anything they need to know for their highest and best, please. Ooh, yeah. And thank you for that blessing there, Krista. I appreciate that. Groundhog spirit, it's time to let go. That's a powerful little energy right there. I always love the groundhog because he's connected to Imbolc, to the midwinter celebration. That's usually on February 2nd, which is why it's associated with the groundhog, right? That's, you know, that midwinter when we're getting closer to the springtime. So to me, when this card comes up, you might be holding on to something in life, whether it's a mindset, an attitude, a way of being, a routine, whatever it is that keeps you from getting the greater connected love that you desire. And it's also saying that sometimes, you know, it is time to let go of that, you know, to let go of anything that's blocking your path to happiness, whether it's yourself, whether it's something external. So let's get into your tarot. Let's see what those messages are going to be. Yep. I feel it. I feel it. Starting out with a 5 of Swords energy, winning at all costs, pride before the fall. Aquarius, this is usually someone else rather than you, right? But I would say that if you have people like that in your life, or if you find yourself behaving like this is what you want to let go of very, very clearly. This sort of like putting financial success or you know, getting ahead at all cost, or you know, stepping on others to get what you want, being really ruthless. This is really, you know, just very negative behavior. It's very narcissistic. It's very, you know, kind of that pattern of energy thieves, because they can't create enough, so they feel like they've got to step on others to get where they want. So yeah, the 5 of Swords is really people that don't have your best interest at heart. So it's really good to examine yourself, make sure that you're not emulating any of these kind of, you know, behaviors or habits. And also look around your social circle to see if you've got people like that in your circle that you need to let go of, because that's part of this little groundhog. It's time to let go of some things, because, you know, those are the things that really keep you from this. And I do feel like you have something really worth holding on to. The Seal Spirit, the 10 of Cups. This is happiness, happy home life, happy relationship, you know, just really enjoying the beautiful pleasure of love, success, divine blessings. And those come from a very spiritual place, right? A very heart-based place. This is not coming from this kind of stuff. That's where you get it. And sitting right next to the 9 of Cups, right? The 10 and the 9. These are both about wish fulfillment. These are both about, you know, emotional and spiritual happiness and well-being. It's also a real sign, you know, with that 9 of Cups. It's interesting. We have the 10 in the center, but then the 9. It says you already have something really wonderful here in your midst, Aquarius. Or maybe already, you know, kind of more or less in your life, right? As part of your life. But it tells you don't get complacent about it. You've got to do the maintenance. You've got to do the work. Don't sit on your laurels and go, well, I've already got what I want, so I don't need to do any maintenance. I don't need to continue to be at my best or doing my best each day. Not at all true. That's where it starts. You may have something really great right now, but you've got to keep doing what it takes to cultivate it, to cultivate the dream, to cultivate the hopes, because that's where the future lies. That's where the real life gets going. And on the bottom, yes, we have our frog. We have our 4 of Cups. So it's really about, don't get apathetic. Don't get complacent about the good things that you have in your life. There are certain things, certain attitudes, certain behaviors, and maybe even certain people in your social surrounding or your professional work that really have to be let go of. Because in order to keep that love, that little love heart in your life, you got to get rid of the flies. You got to get rid of those flies. So let's get into an affirmation for you. And we have the Lion. Come line again. That's what Capricorn had too. Loyalty, courage, and leadership. You're being guided to take back your power. You're a powerful co-creator with limitless inner strength and confidence. When you allow your voice to be heard, the people around you will listen. So yes, to me, stepping up into this Lion energy is definitely stepping into your power. Coming from the heart, again, you know, Leo is connected to the heart, the Lion's connected to the energy of the heart. And so really coming from your heart and being very, bold, very much a noble spirit, right? You know, there's that nobility around the lion. Yes. All right, guys. Let's get into Pisces. My Pisces are here. We're doing your reading a lot earlier tonight. So fishies, I hope you guys are doing great. Hope everything is well for you this evening. Let's get into your spirit animal messages for this week ahead, Pisces. Dear spirit animals, guardians, guides, and friends, please show us what you have for our lovely Pisces fishies out there. Anything that they need to know for their highest and best good. And please, let's start with one main spirit animal that will be helping them out the most this week. Ooh, Coyote spirit coming out. Keep a good sense of humor this week, Pisces. Trust in divine detours. If something doesn't seem like it's going the way that you want or didn't expect it to, it's really important not to get, you know, down about it. Don't let that, you know, make you feel bad, or don't let that make you feel funny. Many times the coyote might play a few tricks on us or take us down a different path for a little while to show us something that we really needed to see. So to me, this is a card that reminds you to keep your humor about you. Don't let detours get you down. They might be exactly what you need for your present path or situation. I think it's funny because I looked at the bottom, and on the bottom of the deck was the fox, which to me has a little bit of a similar energy. Thinking on your feet, being very mentally agile and versatile, and not getting too like rigidly stuck in a mindset this week. Be very flexible. It's really fascinating. The fox and the coyote, it's like, you know, they're both kind of playful. They're both kind of like, you know, they're fun to watch. We get both coyotes and fox in our neighborhood, and they're just like, they're such little characters. So let's get into your animal tarot, Pisces. Let's see what comes out here. What kind of message plays out with our coyote and fox. Hey there, Yu-Yi. Good to see you, babe. Ooh. Very interesting week this week, Pisces. Oh my goodness. Starting out with the otter spirit, the Six of Cups, reunions, reminiscing, and the inner child. So, you know, Pisces, this to me is that very nostalgic card. This could really be saying too, that you might be having somebody from your past come into your life. There could be an ex that might call you, an old friend that might, you know, contact you, because we are in a Mercury retrograde. It's a really common thing that happens with those. And the Six of Cups is also that energy. It's really thinking about somebody from the past, wondering how they're doing, really reminiscing about that energy. So usually what I would say, Pisces, if somebody from the past comes back to say hello during a retrograde, it's usually not forever. It's usually just for review. So don't take it too hard, like you're going, I don't know if I want this and this person back. Well, you don't have to take them back. They might just be popping up to say hi, and then they're going to be gone when the retrograde leaves, right? But if it's not that, if it's something mutual and it's something that you've gone round and round and round and round before, this might be something you really need to talk about. Really need to talk about. The cat spirit in the center, our Page of Swords. Definitely a week of communication. Wouldn't be surprising at all if you heard from somebody from your past. Could even be from a family member that wants some kind of closure, reconciliation, something going on. Because that Six of Cups can also be inner child, right? So yeah, I would say with the Page of Swords, there can often be messages coming in. Text, phone calls, emails. There can also be a little bit of that gossipy energy around the Page of Swords sometimes, so just be aware of that. Don't believe everything that people say, especially if you don't really trust them all that much. But we do have the Sisteropia moth here at the third card, the death card, right? It's Scorpio energy. And so what I really feel about this reading is that there is something that needs closure, healing, or transformation, or maybe all three. There's something very specific about it coming back around, right? Something very, very specific about it coming all around, right? You know, I mean, literally what I would read this as is somebody from the past is coming in, they need information or they want to talk about something with you, and it leads to a huge transformation or closure of that situation. On the bottom, we have the warthog spirit, the Two of Cups. So I feel that this is more about a love situation than a family situation, but it could be either one depending on who you are, because these are general readings. Perfect harmony, sacred union, mutual attraction, right? So to me, this is just, there's something that's got to have some closure around it. Some kind of old relationship, some kind of old association or partnership, and it just feels like somebody's got something on their mind. You might have something on their mind, and it's time to bring this full circle, however it shakes out for you. So let me get into an affirmation for you, Pisces. Yeah, hang in there. Stay nice and grounded and solid. The elk spirit, stamina, awareness, and tenacity. You're being guided to keep your eyes, mind, and heart on your desires. Marshal your power to follow through and break free from discomfort. Expand and stretch yourself in ways you never thought possible. You are a teacher and student of life. So yeah, this is a very potential week of you breaking through something that might have been kind of painful, a little sad, a little troubling. It's time for you to just clear it out. Whether that means resurrecting the relationship or not, that's really up to you guys, but I do feel like there is some kind of healing, transformation, closure, those themes that are around it. It's really nice. Aries! Now it's time for Aries. Oh my goodness. Let's go ahead and jump on into their reading. I hope you're doing great this week, Aries. These are going to be your spirit animal messages and tarot for the week ahead. Please, spirit animal, guardians, guides, and friends, let's see our beautiful Aries and what they've got coming up for them this week ahead. Let's start out, please, with one main spirit animal guide that will be helping them out the most. Ooh, I like him. The buffalo spirit coming out for Aries. Look at that. The abundant universe will provide. So Aries, wow, if you guys have been feeling any kind of difficult way about abundance, about, you know, income, about money, about resources, I love that the buffalo spirit's coming through for you. This is that Ace of Pentacles kind of feeling where it's really saying you will have what you need. You don't need to be worried. Everything's going to be all right. Spirit will provide what you need. Absolutely. Let's get into your tarot for the week, Aries. You might also have some earth sign friends that kind of help, you know, with anything that you are in trouble with or anything that you need assistance on. So don't be afraid to reach out to the Taurus or the Virgo or the Capricorn in your life. They might be extremely helpful this week. Yeah. It's a good week. Really good week. Look at that. And yeah, you probably do have a Virgo or a Capricorn in your life. The first card out, Aries, is our stork spirit, Six of Swords, better times ahead, leaving difficult old times for better better places in the future. Yeah, I mean, this is leaving the old dark stormy clouds for the sunshine, letting go of drama, chaos, gossip, anything that's been causing you a headache. It's really about making that very conscious head and heart decision to get out of that mess and go forward. Look at this. We got our Hawk Spirit next. Ace of Swords. So this is clarity. This is victory. It's getting the answers you seek. Having that misty confusion removed from your mind. It's clear vision and discernment coming in. So I do feel like anything that's been confusing, depressing, disappointing, you're leaving that behind this week, going towards something that's like, I'm more assured of this. I feel more certain and more confident and more well informed about where I'm going next. Last card, guys, is the White Peacock Spirit, Nine of Pentacles. Like I said, there's some Virgo energy right here on this card. And to me, this is one of the most positive cards in the tarot. It is such a beautiful energy. It's really about, you know, having the resources that you need. We just talked about that, you know, really coming into your own. For some of my Aries, I could read this as some of you getting a new job, getting a promotion at your job, getting, you know, a raise or something that you really needed, finally getting, you know, the settlement or the payout that you had been waiting for, whatever it is. I just feel like there's something that you've really worked hard for, and you may finally be getting it, or at least seeing the pathway to getting it this week. On the bottom is the Bear Spirit, the Queen of Pentacles. There's our Capricorn Queen, yes. Earth Mother, protection, a noble soul. Even deeper into the tarot, this is a definite energy of taking good care of your resources, being very wise about what you spend and how you spend it, or having somebody in your life that is a good financial partner, somebody that's like Aries. I can help you. You want to make a financial plan? Let's sit down and do it, right? This is very positive, especially for Aries that have been kind of, you know, bouncing around with some financial issues or worries or concerns. It's a very, very nice reading for this week ahead. Let's get an affirmation for you. The sea turtle, look at that. Very nice. Survival, ancient wisdom, and endurance. Yeah, I do feel that element. You're being guided to clean out your emotional closet, confront your fears, and expand your sense of self. Your mind, body, and soul are intricately intertwined. It's not how you start or how fast you go, but rather how you follow through and execute your plans that will bring you to your heart's desire. So hang in there. This is definitely about endurance, getting through a challenging time. And so, yeah, it's a very good read. Like I said, I feel like you're going to have what you need. You're going from one place of being to the next. You know, it's kind of helping you remove some baggage. And Aries, you might have had some fears or some worries about, you know, can I take care of myself? Can I do this on my own? Some of you might be either leaving home for the first time or living on your own for the first time. And it's sort of like, wow, do I have what it takes? Can I do what I need to get ahead and stay stable? That's all coming up this week. Wow. All right. Taurus, let's go into your reading for this week ahead. All right, little cows and bulls. Let's see what you have got going on. This is going to be your spirit animal reading for the week ahead. Dear spirit animals, guardians, guides, and friends, please let's see what we have for our beautiful Taurus folks in this week ahead. Anything that they need to see for their highest and best good. And let's start out with one main spirit animal that will be helping to guide them the most this week. Ooh, the horse spirit. It's nice and hoofy. Perfectly aligned for you, Taurus. Freedom is yours. So I would say, wow, this is movement. A little bit of Gemini energy to me comes in around the horse, because the horse year in the Chinese lunar cycle is aligned with the western sign of Gemini. So you may feel a little restless. You may feel a need to really express and talk about what's going on. But yeah, you really want the freedom to be yourself this week. You want to be able to express yourself freely, to go where you would like to go, and to not really be held back a whole lot. That's very important this week. You also feel a lot of strength. Have a lot of strength this week, Taurus, because there is that thing about horsepower. It's a thing. So let's see what we have coming up into your tarot. Let's see, Taurus, for the week, please. Nice. Yeah. I feel like, Taurus, there's something that you feel like you're really standing up for this week. Not sure what it is for each one of you, because this is general, but I really do feel that. We've got the Tiger spirit, same as the King of Wands, loyalty, honorable spirit, ferociousness, going after what you want. That's what the King of Wands is very much about. Similar energy to the Emperor, very much stepping up into leadership, but don't let your ego get the best of you, right? Don't let the ego get the best of you, because this is very fiery energy. Use your enthusiasm, go after what you want, be very positive and assertive, but don't just step on people, right? That's the balance there. And the balance is important this week with the Manta Ray spirit, the Temperance card. Very same to Sagittarius energy, so we do have a good bit of fire coming up into your reading this week, Taurus. You might be a bit feisty. Temperance is all about balance and resilience. And I think, Taurus, this is a reading that's telling me too that you're a lot stronger than you may realize. You are. Because things are coming into balance. Things are coming into balance. And we do have the gorilla spirit coming in here, the Seven of Wands. So I just feel like all these cards are fire associations, right? And the Seven of Wands is very much about standing up for yourself, feeling like you have the higher ground, feeling like you are right about something. And it's really about choosing your battles wisely. Don't burn bridges if you don't have to with this card, right? I do feel like there's an underlying, like I said, there's a little nervousness. The horse spirit can sometimes have that nervous restlessness, and you might be dealing with a little bit of that with this Nine of Swords, the Black Swan. Mental anguish, dealing with your shadow self, time heals, right? This is that card of sleepless nights, anxiety, fears, worries that roll around your head when you're trying to get to sleep. So it may be a really good time here, and you're fired up this week. Do everything you can to channel that fire into positive enthusiasm and action. Don't start unnecessary arguments and fights. Don't waste your energy on that. And be very active. You know, Taurus, this is a week for being physically active. You got to walk, you got to exercise, you got to move, because that's actually going to help you to overcome quite a lot of any potential anxiety. It's going to help calm you down a lot, going to help you stay balanced. Let's get into an affirmation, please, for Taurus. Yes, because something's transforming here. You're letting go of one thing for another. Mind, body, and soul transformation. You're being guided to embrace change and detach from what no longer serves you. Begin now to recognize your own beauty and elegance, and the world will do the same. So Taurus, yeah, you might be kind of feeling like you're fighting for your true voice, for your true self, to take your leadership role. Like I said, use the assertion, the positive enthusiasm and energy from that. Don't turn it into unnecessary arguments. Arguments generally don't go very well during a Mercury retrograde. Anyway, they kind of go nowhere, unfortunately. Okay, up to Cancer. All right, Gemini, let's see what we've got for you tonight. Hope my Geminis are doing great. This is going to be your spirit animal reading for the week ahead. Dear spirit animals, guardians, guides, and friends, let's see what we have for our beautiful Geminis out there. Anything that they need to know for their highest and best good, and anything that's going to help them the most. Let's see what we've got for a main spirit animal that will be guiding them strongest this week. Ooh, yes. That's a great card for Gemini, because that is so much in their alignment. The fox spirit, agility, right? Thinking on your feet, being very intellectually versatile, very quick, being able to adjust well depending on who you're talking to and what you're doing. So definitely, Gemini, you're going to need to be agile. You're going to need to think quickly at times this week. Make sure you've got all your info. Fox energy is also very like home and love oriented. They're very loyal to their partners. They're very protective of their den. So it may also be a week where you want to be protective of yourself and your loved ones. Let's get into your tarot messages for the week ahead. Ooh, wow, that's some powerful cards coming up here. First card out, Gemini, is going to be the World card, the Macaw spirit. Beautiful beginnings, sacred contracts, infinite possibilities. This is a Saturn-ruled card, so to me it is about lessons learned. It's the last card in the major arcana, so I feel like whenever this card comes up, it's really saying that there's one cycle ending and another cycle beginning. So really keep your eyes open for that. You know, it's also, like I said, a Saturn-ruled card. Saturn is actually going into direct motion this week after a 5-month retrograde. So this could be bringing some big new endings, some huge new beginnings, a sense of positive closure, and going to the next level. Really beautiful. Next up is another bird. Another bird here, Gemini. We've got the Raven spirit, our magician, and the magician is one of your power cards. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury, of course, is in retrograde in the partnership sign of Libra. So keep in mind, we're doing quite a lot of reworking and reviewing in our personal relationships. I do feel, though, look at this, like I said, one thing closing, another thing opening, and the magician is the second card in the major arcana. It's number 1. The Fool is number 0, but this is number 1, and so I feel like here's the end of the cycle, here's the beginning of the cycle, and you really are taking your resources, your talents, what you've learned, how you've grown, and bringing it into a whole new manifestation. But it's important that you don't get complacent with it. It's important that you do stay mentally flexible and agile, because with this 4 of Cups, this frog spirit, you can get really caught up about when I should jump, when should I take that leap of faith. And you don't want to get too complacent or apathetic about it. You might overthink it so much, Gemini, that you don't take action on it ever. It's okay to think it a little bit. It's okay to review it. But don't let this turn into a situation where you're just stalled out and you're not seeing the new opportunities coming in, because definitely some things are closing and some new things are opening. On the bottom, we have the chimpanzee spirit, the 2 of Pentacles. So this is about balance, going with the flow, and having more fun, especially in your work or financial life, right? If you're overdoing it, or if you're working too hard, not having any fun, any joy, this is a card that's reminding you to bring that back into your daily existence. So let's get into an affirmation for Gemini. Let's see what we've got for you. Ooh, I like this one. The kangaroo spirit. Hopping and jumping and... Ooh, yes. Stability, faith, and determination. You're being guided to take action and think big. Take back your power. Leap over the obstacles and build your desires on a solid foundation. See, it's telling that frog not to get stuck. You got to leap over the obstacles. Forge ahead without looking back and create emotional fulfillment while staying grounded, being true to yourself and having faith in the unknown. Very nice. I feel like you're going into a whole new cycle this week, Gemini. For a lot of you. You're closing one thing out and opening a new door. I'm getting warm in this pumpkin in this pumpkin sweater. I'm gonna have to divest myself from this guy. That is a toasty sweater though, man. That's the sweater you want to wear when you go pumpkin picking. You want to wear this. This is warm. Woo! If I was outside, there'd be steam. That was like a sweater. All right. All right, Cancer. Let's see what we have got for y'all. My Cancers, let's see what's happening with you. See your spirit animal messages for the week ahead. Dear spirit animal guardians, guides, and friends, please let's see what we have for our beautiful Cancers for this week ahead. Any messages and insights that they need for their best and highest good. And let's start with one main spirit animal that will be helping them out throughout this week ahead, please. That sweater really worked that I was wearing. It's really fabulous. Yeah, it's, I mean, I was cold before I put that on. I'm not anymore. So Cancer, let's see what we got. This is your main spirit guide coming through for you this week. So Chameleon Spirit, act as if. Act as if you've already accomplished whatever it is. Act as if you've already got what it is that you want to manifest. Be very versatile. Be very, easygoing. I would say, if you're dealing with someone who's very opinionated or has their own way of thinking and they're very assertive, maybe not the nicest, this is just saying, yeah, okay, whatever you say, you can do what you like, you can think what you like, just, go with the flow, blend in with the background sometimes here, Cancer. It's going to get you ahead this week. It's going to give you that ability to observe quite a good bit of what's going on around you. Let's get into your tarot messages next. Ooh, very, let's see what we got. I almost feel, Cancer, the feeling that I'm getting from this one is that you might be kind of contemplating a situation or a relationship and whether or not it's good for you or not. Because look at this, we've got the Walrus Spirit, 8 of Cups. This is usually abandoning or leaving behind something that's not emotionally or spiritually fulfilling for you. And in a relationship, that's usually a big one. It usually is. Right in the center, we have the Raccoon Spirit, Page of Wands. So you might be really saying, should I let this go to embrace a new, happier life, right? I could really see that as being part of that. Or you've got some messages coming in that are making you a lot happier than a situation that you're currently in. And you're like, yeah, I really need to think about that. That's why that chameleon's coming in, because it's giving you the flexibility to kind of observe, to see what, just to feel it out, and see things from other people's perspective as well. We also have the High Priestess, and that's our Spider Spirit. So I do feel like this is kind of a week, could be a week of contemplation, but it also could be a week of leaving certain things behind that just don't feel right, that don't sort out with what it is that you want, because the next step after that 8 of Cups is the 9 of Cups, which is wish fulfillment, going in the real direction of your dreams. And so with that High Priestess, this is a Luna ruled card. It's a power card for you in the tarot. It's bringing back a sense of balance, intuition, secret knowledge. I really don't feel like you're going to be talking to a whole lot of people. I really feel like this is a week where you're really kind of keeping yourself to yourself. Even if you're social, even if you're talking to other people, you're really not revealing very much of what's going on deep within, right? And on the bottom, we got that fly. We got that Five of Swords. So what I really feel that you're kind of contemplating, it could be in business, could be in your personal life, could be both. This card always feels a little bit more like business. It almost feels a little bit more like work. It always does to me. Because those are the kind of people that you find in that corporate sector a lot, where, you know, they're really willing to step on other people. They don't really care a whole lot about hurting someone else to get what they want. And those are the kind of people that you really want to consider doing an Ace of Cups with and just walking away from it, leaving it behind. We always know who the people are that do not have our best interest at heart if we take long enough to just get in touch with ourselves. And that's part of that High Priestess. You gotta get in touch with yourself this week, Cancer, and realize, yeah, who's good for me, what's not good for me, and let me start making the steps that it takes to get to a happier place. Let's get an affirmation, please, for Cancer. I love the bison, yes, because this is where you want to go, towards abundance, stability, personal power. You are being guided to be flexible. Oh yes, we just talked about that. Go with the flow. Allow things to happen rather than force them. Universal opportunities are stacked around you. Center yourself and resonate with your core values, and you will reap many rewards. Yeah. And if your core values are not the shady, shifty people that might be in your circle or might be at your workspace, it's time to make a plan to get on out of there. That's what I would say. All right, my water. And let's get into Leo. Leo. All right, my lions and lionesses, I hope you guys are doing awesome. I hope you've been having a good weekend. Let's see what we got for Leo, please. Dear spirit animals, guardians, guides, and friends, please show us what you have for our fabulous lions for this week. And let's start out with one main spirit animal that's going to be guiding and helping them the most. Thank you so much. Oh, I like this little guy. The seahorse spirit. Watch and wait. So Leo, this could be a week of contemplation, meditation, moving very intuitively, which may mean not moving a whole lot at all. You might just be kind of like going with the flow, seeing what happens next, feeling it out, letting, you know, the drifting waves of the divine carry you rather than trying to force anything into being, okay? This is a very chill out kind of week with that energy. Let's see what we have got in the tarot for you. Yeah. Wow, definitely contemplative. Ooh, and Leo, I feel like this has to do with two different things. It might be, for some of you, it might be love. For some of you, it might be money. But I'm feeling it's more about love and watching and waiting to see which love interest or which love potential is really worth you making a move towards. Oh my goodness. We're starting out with our Dolphin spirit, our Knight of Cups. So this is definitely those emotional offers, loving communication, somebody bringing you their cup of love, saying, hi, Leo, will you please accept this? But in the center is the Bear spirit, our Queen of Pentacles, our Capricorn queen, and she is very logical, she's very practical, she really wants to know that, you know, this love offer is solid and that it's going somewhere, that it isn't just little, you know, playboy or playgirl coming along like, let's have a little fun and then I'll be gone in a week. You know, they want to know that this is going to last the long haul. So Leo, that's where you're coming from, you know, and I don't think you're going to accept a love offer if it doesn't clear this Queen of Pentacles test, right? And we have our jellyfish spirit, our Queen of Cups. So, you know, Leo, I feel like we have Queen of Pentacles and Queen of Cups. And so any potential love offers, any potential emotional communication coming forward, I feel like both of these have to be cleared. Queen of Pentacles and Queen of Cups are very feminine energy queens, very feminine energies. And so it's like you're very discerning. This is my Scorpio queen here. You're very careful about who you let in. It's like, you know, if they don't have the right answers, if they don't give you the right information, if they seem like they're hiding anything, if they seem a little shifty or they just don't feel right to you energetically, you will certainly walk away. Because I feel like between these two, you're very, very clear about your personal and emotional boundaries, and you're very clear about your self-worth and wanting something that's going to be very lasting. On the bottom of the deck is the Two of Cups, and that's why I feel like this is a very emotional situation. And it's really, you know, this is a potential, Leo, where there may be something, you know, or someone either coming in with a love offer, coming back with a love offer, because we are in a retrograde. There can be those past people that come in for a second chance. And so you're going to be very much, I think, kind of on, I wouldn't say high alert, but you're very much in sort of almost a Scorpio feeling, very evaluating. It's like, I'm going to see how I feel about this. I'm going to watch and wait. I'm not going to make any rash move. I'm not going to jump in too quick. I'm going to feel this out. I'm going to watch and wait, right? I'm going to watch and wait on this. Strongest signs on this reading, of course, are Pisces, Capricorn, and Scorpio. Let's get an affirmation on this for our Leos, please. And the frog spirit, yeah. Impulse, adaptivity, and voice. You're being guided to jump over any obstacles and embrace changes in your life. Truth has an expiration date, and the time is now to speak your truth. Show the world your voice, acknowledge your desires, and leap with faith towards what matters to you. So I would say, yeah, this is something where you're only going to jump if you really want to go. I feel that. And I think you are going to be quite honest, maybe brutally honest with that Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Cups too. Both of these ladies can really put down those emotional boundaries when they feel the need, right? And if somebody comes to you with an offer that's less than acceptable, if they come to you with an offer that just doesn't feel right, if it doesn't have the backbone behind it, you're not gonna go for it. You're just not gonna. It's a beautiful read though, because it really shows me, Leo, that you're really getting into a great place of valuing yourself, you know. All right, Virgo. My patient Virgos waiting to the end tonight. You guys are so awesome. We started with Libra, so we are ending the evening with your sign. So let's see what we have got, Virgo. Oh my goodness. Dear animal spirits, guardians, guides, and friends, please show us what you have for our beautiful Virgos. Anything that they need to know for their highest and best good. And let's start out with one main spirit animal that will be helping them out the most this week. Oh, I love this card, and I love the colors in this card. The koi fish spirit, there is always enough. And so, wow, Virgo, this is beautiful, especially for my Virgos who have been really having any concerns, worries around, you know, abundance, around having enough resources, around feeling like, oh gosh, you know, am I going to be okay? Am I going to get through this week? This is a really great card saying, yes, you will. You will be okay. And the things that you're working on right now, I feel, Virgo, as well, you know, they're going to have good long-term effects. Good long-term effects. The koi is something that's often used in Asian culture, and a big part of that is, you know, water is often considered, you know, a source of prosperity and abundance, and koi fish are associated with longevity. And so that's why putting a koi, the spirit of longevity, into the element of abundance is considered extremely good fortune, because it's like you're giving longevity to your abundance. That's where that comes from. But it's a beautiful, beautiful imagery. I love that picture too. I love that blue-green with those oranges. Such a gorgeous contrast. So let's see what we've got. Oh, and it's, you know, it's got some good numbers on there. The 3 and the 6 adds up to 9. There's some completion going on this week, Virgo. Let's see what you have in your tarot this week. Let's see how that koi spirit's going to be playing out for you. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. What? Ah, that is, oh my goodness. What a great read. The bee spirit coming out first for Virgo. The Wheel of Fortune, luck, life cycles, and major karmic events. And you know Jupiter is coming out of its retrograde. That would be in the middle of the month. Yeah, on the 17th, Jupiter is moving direct. And then the very next day, Mercury comes out of retrograde. So I would say, Virgo, I would hang in there, especially till after the middle of this month. To me, this is really a forecast of things coming out of stagnation, the wheel moving in your favor. This is a Jupiter-ruled card, so it's very much to do with luck, with expansion, breaking past old limitations and inhibitions. So I would say, as we get, you know, closer to that Jupiter direct motion, this card is going to kick into high gear even more. The bee spirit is really connected to Virgo's energy, because it is that spirit of organized work together in groups. And that is something that Virgo very strongly rules. That's why they're such good team players, very good organizers, wonderful to delegate work to, because everybody knows their place when it comes to Virgo running the ship. Everybody has, you know, their job and their part in the community, and Virgo's really great. They work so well in that kind of situation because they do have that humility. They don't have this seeking to one-up someone. It's like we're all in the same boat. All of our jobs are equally important, because it leads us to the sweet results, the honey, of course. In the center, we have the white buffalo spirit. And this energy reminds me a lot of that koi, the Ace of Pentacles, abundance, prosperity, gifts from the divine, making good on old lost opportunities, the hand of spirit giving you and granting you what you need to get through. This is really, this one reminds me a little bit, I think it was Aries that had a very similar reading. They had the buffalo. I feel like Aries and Virgo right now, you both might be in that energy of like having concerns about finances, concerns about resources and whether or not you're going to have enough. This is a great reading for kind of putting those fears to rest, or at least saying, you know, hang in there, Virgo, you know. So the next card out is the Giraffe spirit, our 8 of Pentacles. Look at that. So we have got some fabulous cards here for abundance, for resourcefulness, for work turning out in your favor. And I would say, you know, this 8 of Pentacles is that kind of energy for those of you who have been either going back to a class, learning a new trade or a new skill, something that might help upgrade you in your current job or your current work. This is really taking you to the next level. This is also an energy that says you might be, you know, teaching other people once you get through this specific cycle. Giraffe is also as well. See the bigger picture. See the bigger picture. because that's what I definitely feel about Wheel of Fortune and this giraffe spirit, guys. Because that's like, that's that expansion coming through in a big, big way. And Virgo, sometimes, yeah, you can get very, you know, just the details. This is really encouraging you to look a little bit further out than that. And on the bottom, look at what's on the bottom is the cow spirit, the Empress. These are just some fantastic cards for, you know, prosperity, abundance, creativity, physical manifestation of resources and what you need to get through. This is beautiful. I mean, whatever it is you're working on creating, Virgo, I feel like it's really being blessed. It's really being blessed here. If you're working hard, it's for something good. If you're working together with a group, it's for something good. If you're working on a new study or an apprenticeship or teaching other people a skill or having them teach you. Woo! It's a hot reading, Virgo. This is probably, I gotta say, it's probably one of my favorites of the evening. It is. This is just very positive. Very awesome. Let's see what we have for an affirmation for you guys. The Heron, yes. Good timing. I always think of timing with the Heron and with water birds. Detachment, faith, and harmony. You're being guided to follow your inner wisdom. Find clarity and focus on purpose, passion, and joy. Begin now to reinvent yourself and your life. You're a powerful co-creator with limitless inner wisdom and infinite potential. You know, I do feel that co-creation with the bee, because the bee works in harmony with the group, right? It's rare for Virgo to work on their own for a long time. They usually do get into a group because they are so good at it. And I love that it's like the co-creator, because I feel like, you know, cow spirit, that's super creative energy. It's all about creating abundance and something new. Woo! Virgo! What a great read. What a great read you have. Really good cards tonight. On the bottom you had the eagle there. So there's that leadership energy. And ooh yeah! On the bottom we got the vulture spirit. Nothing is wasted. Everything is used in nature. Everything will be put to good use. That is, whew. And you know, I love the vulture spirit because he's like the cleanup. He does the cleanup crew. He provides that very essential service to keep the environment in balance. And Virgo, you're kind of a little cleanup crew to yourself, you know? You know how to clean it up. You do. You know how to keep it in order. Good night, David. Have a good evening. Thank you, everyone who's been here tonight. Was anybody waiting on a list to do a mini reading? I know we did have some donations tonight. There may be one or two still in the chat that would like to do that. Nancy, okay. Oh, Transformation Queen. Yes, please come celebrate your birthday with us. Take care, David. Sleep well. It's been a sleepy, tough day, but I am feeling better. But I had a good dinner too. Good food. And a nice cup of coffee after it always makes me feel better. Oh, no, I think he was just a donation, Gwen. I don't think he's still here. He usually comes in and takes off kind of quick. Ooh, that's a delicious dinner, David. That's always a good balance, having a protein with potatoes and either green beans or asparagus. Ooh, you're a Halloween baby. Yes, we're going to have a Halloween birthday party. Absolutely. That's awesome. Oh, yeah. No, there's nothing like good food for making you feel better. Oh, nice. I can't wait, Silver Star. Okay, Sharon. I'm here for it. That's exciting. Yeah. Well, if it falls on a Sunday, instead of doing our spirit animal night, we'll be doing Halloween Samhain readings, because I always do special readings for all 8 of the equinox and solstices, and then the mid seasons, because Halloween Samhain is mid autumn, basically. Yeah. Scorpio gang. Yeah, we'll try to get all the Scorpios to come into the chat. You know, they're a little secretive, so we gotta, encourage them. I do love doing the Halloween one because I usually dress up. I told you to say something to him, Silver Star. I had a feeling that's what you were gonna say. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. I remember when I told you, I was like, he's a Pisces. You got to be the one to say, fishy, listen. Yep. Had to say something to him. That's hilarious. Me too. Me too, Transformation Queen. We might try to do that sometime in the future, but it might be huge. We might have to limit it if we do something like that to, like, I don't know, 12, 15 at the most. Because I have a feeling we could all get in here and just be Sure, Nancy, you go ahead. Let me take just one quick break. I'm gonna go run to the restroom real quick, and I'm gonna put my cards up and get my tarot, my regular tarot out. Nice. Scorpio wedding. Very nice. Oh, no problem, Krista. Oh, that's a good date too. Thursday is a Jupiter day. That's a good day. Mm-hmm. Yep. I'll be right back, guys. That's exciting. Alrighty, guys. Let me go check my PayPal too for donations from people. Somebody needs a bunny break. Apparently somebody needs a little quick bunny break. Okay, Bunsen. What is it you have to say?
I just want to say my brother is annoying, and he's bothering my bun.
Okay, he's bothering your bun.
Doesn't understand that a lady bun does not want to be harassed.
Oh, he's harassing you?
Oui.
Okay. What do you think we should do about it? Miss Bunsen, she's in there being very fussy. Yeah. Because sometimes he's a little much for you, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
I have my own voice for her, if you didn't notice. Oh, yeah, I know. She says, thank you for taking me out. All my pets, all my bunny and bird and everything friends end up with a voice. I can hear them talk. It's like that thing. Have you ever seen Frozen when he talks for reindeer? That's how I am with them. Yeah, I always talk for you because I can tell what you're thinking. You can feel it.
She gives a voice to the buns.
I do give a voice to the buns. Aww. You gonna be okay for a little bit? I'll come get you after I'm finished, sweet girl. Okay? I'll come get you after I'm finished. You're such a sweetheart. Alright, let's put her back in there. I'm sorry, Bunsen. I'm sorry your brother's driving you crazy, but he is really sweet. He's a good boy. But you know how it is with brothers and sisters. Sometimes they can really get on each other's nerves. All right, so Nancy is first on the list, and then I think Sharon is after her. And Silver Star, did you want a oh, just a thank you? Okay, thank you so much, sweetie. I'm glad for your progressive positive news. That's fabulous. I had a feeling that it would be that way. However many months ago it was that you were in here asking about that. I was like, just tell him, Aries. Just go and get what you want. That's awesome. It's very cool. I had a feeling it would turn out. And a big thank you to HW Junkie as well. She just sent me a PayPal donation as a thank you. It's a very kind, sweetheart. Thank you so much for that. Right? That's right. Those little brothers. All right, let's see what we've got from Nancy. Oldest son is trying to come visit. bringing my ex-husband, his dad. Are they coming? And if so, how will it go? Haven't seen them in 6 to 7 years and miss your son. Wow. Woo! That's loaded, baby. Let's see what we've got. I'm going to start out first. With my Angel Answers Oracle, because that's some real big yes and no questions. Start with those first. Actually, I know what I'm going to do first. I'm going to start out with one keyword card, because I like to do those first too. All right, dear Spirit, angels, divine beings of light, and ancestors, what do we have for Nancy Riker with a question of whether her ex-husband and son will be visiting? And if so, how will the energies go? What's it going to look like and feel like? I feel like that's a pretty good card, the Thriving card. And it may, ooh, and on the bottom, my goodness, healing some chaos, healing some old wounds, healing some old conflicts, or creating some resolutions. Peace in the eye of the storm there. I feel like in spite of whatever feelings it might dredge up for everyone, it's going to come out pretty well. And it's going to transform something, right? Because look at the little butterflies that are around our hurricane. Something's got to be cleared and healed. And that's what that feels like to me. And I feel like just that, there's an overall sense with that Thriving card, like everybody's doing basically okay, right? You know, in spite of whatever may need to be healed, in spite of the things that need to be maybe talked about or dealt with, I feel like probably the time apart has allowed everyone to sort of come back to center and to be in a better place in a lot of respects, because time apart will do that. It really will. It settles the dust. So let's see what we've got in the Angel Answers Oracle, if this is happening, what it looks like, and maybe when it will happen. We'll see what comes through. Looks really good. It looks really good. I always love it when I get this no need to worry card. Yeah, it's like we kind of know there's no need to worry, but just it's always good to hear it. You know, it's always good to hear that there's no need to worry. There's helpful people around you, so I don't think you're going this alone. Like you have people you can call, and you have people you can talk to, that'll be there for you no matter how it goes, right? Whether it brings up, yeah. Yes, exactly. And so here's success, you know. These are all really great cards. Very successful kind of energy. And also on the bottom it says to remain positive. Ooh, and right after that. On the bottom we have within the next few months. So remain positive. Don't let, you know, negative worries or fears come into it. And just be open over the next couple of months. That's when it may happen. Could be holiday time, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. That kind of holiday energy. Those are all really good cards. You didn't get any no cards. You didn't get the unlikely cards. And those are all in there too. And they do come out. When something is not likely, or when something is just a straight no, it'll come out. So let's get some tarot on this. Let's see what this is like, how this dynamic is. So you sound like you're in a good, like a decent friendship, talking relationship with your ex. It's really more about your son And I know how exes can be annoying. Yeah, they can be. Oh. All right, let's see what we got for Nancy in the tarot surrounding a visit with her son, spending time with him. What's that energy going to feel like, please? It feels good. I mean, this feels like nice. We're starting out with the Two of Wands. So to me, that feels like new beginnings, new doors opening. Feels like kind of a new start. That's what that is. You know, that's a new start. Very Aries energy, fiery energy, new doors opening, new decisions being made. Yeah, and we have the Four of Cups. So I actually feel this is something that in the past, there's been a lot of contemplation around it. There's been a lot of like, should I come over? Should I not? Should I open that door? Should I just leave it alone? Maybe both on your side and on his side, right? You both might have been feeling that back and forth. And maybe both of you too. I can also get the feeling that both of you have just been very busy and kind of focused on other things. You know, and I almost get this feeling, and this may play out, where when you actually get together, you might have said, gosh, why did we wait so long? I almost feel like there's a little bit of that too. Like it's sort of like, what made us wait so long, right? I almost get that. Yeah. But here comes the sun. Right in the center. We got the sun. So I feel like the main, you know, central focus right now is very positive. It's very happy. It's upbeat. It's that positive masculine energy. It's Leo energy. So I feel like, you know, it's great joy. It's success. It's plans that work out well. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, this is nice. With the sun, with the Two of Cups. And you know, I mean, when this is not a romantic reading, the Two of Cups can speak to any kind of, you know, spiritual or, you know, emotional soul bond that you have with someone. And your sun is certainly one of those, right? And it's also a card of emotional healing, the Two of Cups. A lot of people forget about that, you know, that caduceus, that symbol of healing is always, you know, between the two people. So I do feel like this is a very healing kind of reunion. And I do feel like it's very stabilizing because we've got the King of Pentacles. So it's very grounded. It's very stable. This is a nice energy. And the Knight of Cups. So it is an emotional journey. It's an emotional journey. It's stable and grounded, but it is also emotional. There's probably going to be a little bit of tears. There'll be a little bit of tears shed, but not in a bad way. And it may open up to more offers. You know, like, hey, when are we going to hang out again? Or let's plan for another trip, or, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, this is this is so pretty. So, you know, suggested approach is the Three of Wands. Stay in this happy, upbeat, celebratory energy. You know, when they're there, it's like a good time to just think of something fun you can all do, right? Whether it's just having a good meal at home, or maybe there's something fun to go see that's, you know, where you live or where you are, you know, that kind of feeling. And a Queen of Pentacles is coming in here too. The King and the Queen of Pentacles. So to me, it just feels like there's a really good harmony between feminine and masculine here. I feel like there's some real good stabilizing energy. Like you're going to get something solid accomplished. It's emotional and it's, you know, grounded, because you've got that Knight of Cups on top of the King of Pentacles. You got the Queen of Pentacles on top of the Three of Cups. So it really has, it's like there's emotion there, but it has that grounding, stabilizing quality. So it's not just like water, water, and emotion everywhere, but it actually has a place to rest. You know, it has a place to be. Potential outcome, Ace of Cups. Doesn't get a whole lot better. There's that huge emotional gift. Relationships being awakened, spiritual connections being restored. Gift from Spirit. Beautiful gift from Spirit. And the Queen of Swords. I feel like this is, it's like harmony being restored with the Queen of Swords, because it's our Libra queen, right? You know, she cuts anything out that doesn't work for her. And she's very, you know, she's got that feminine intuition, but she's also got that air sign sensibility. So I feel like this is like, to me, it's like let bygones be bygones. That's really it, because, you know, Queen of Swords is Libra. She's fine with people that treat her with respect. There's mutual respect and balance, right? If you don't give her a reason to kick you out, she won't kick you out, right? You have to give her a reason. That's the way she works. So no, I like these cards. I feel like they're very strong, they're very positive. I feel like there's some real healing dynamics going on in the relationship. And not just with you and your son. I feel like also with you and your ex. Not that you and your ex would be, oh yeah, there you go. There you go. I was going to say, you know, with the King and the Queen showing up, both of Pentacles, it's like that's a strong couple. And, you know, whether you're together or not, it's still a strong coupling, strong, you know, union. You got quite a past. You have a lot of foundational stuff that you created and worked through together. That's for sure. You know, whether you're together or not. And, yeah, I could definitely see where he would come back in and say, hey, you know, and you again might be the one again to say, nah, you know, it's good, but it's not that good, you know. Yeah. Yeah. I understand that. Yeah. Sometimes those bonds are hard to break. Yep. But I do feel like that's where that Queen of Swords comes in, because you definitely do have your boundaries. You know, you're very loving and you're caring and you're sensitive, but you've got your personal boundaries, and that's a good thing. Ooh, I like the spider. Our Architect card, or the affirmation, card of purpose. In the halls of mice and men, behind the scenes you weave and spin a subtle web of endless span. And so to me, that's really you building something up in a good, positive way. It's order, resolution, restitution, the universe speaks, and divine providence coming forward. So I don't get anything bad out of this. I don't get anything bad out of this, you know. The only way it could get funky is if somebody else brought something funky into it, but I do not sense that. And I think, I feel like you're aware enough that if anything doesn't feel right to you, that's where that Queen of Swords is. She's like, yeah. But all this feels very nice. Definitely for the dynamic with your son. I think it's going to be a welcome reunion. I think it's going to be really good. I think it'll feel great. At least as of now, it does. Really does. Yeah, and I understand that too, Nancy. I've got an ex like that. Yeah, and it's like there's still there's still that care. I wish him well and all that. There's no animosity, but yeah, we went through enough. Put me through a lot. Yeah. Oh, well, that's good. Yeah, I ended up with bunnies. I didn't have kids for my ex. I had bunnies. So that's what I've got. I've still got one of the bunnies from that. Oh my goodness. My little Petey is gonna be 15 years old in the spring. I can't believe that. I have a teenage bunny son. Unbelievable. How did I end up with a 15-year-old rabbit? Giving him all that love and all those good greens and carrots, I guess. He doesn't want to go anywhere, and I'm not really sure, like, how long he's gonna live. I tell people, I'm like, when a rabbit gets to this age, you don't know. Wow, Nancy, a big family. That's pretty awesome. I'm glad this read turned out real nice. I'm glad it did, because, I'm not one to ever sugarcoat. I will tell you what comes out. But this one was very, very, very good feeling. So Sharon, I believe you are up next. Oh, that's good, Nancy. I'm glad to hear it. Oh, thanks, Nancy. I just put out what I feel. I've always been that way. All right, Sharon, I am filling in for someone at school. I have a feeling the principal will offer me a position. I would love to do it, but don't want to work full time. What is Spirit's advice? Well, let's see. I hear you there, Sharon. I wouldn't have time to work full-time somewhere else. So I'm splitting my time enough. I couldn't take on much more at this point. My goodness. Let's see what we have. Dear Spirit, guardians, guides, and ancestors. Let's see what we have for Sharon tonight. Question around work. Let's see what's going to happen around this teaching position. Anything she should know about. Wow, this is an interesting thing. You got that same healing chaos on the card that Nancy just had. And on the top is the enlightenment. So I feel like there's something being illuminated to you. And there's also some inner chaos, some inner, emotions that are in process of being transformed and healed for you right now. That's just more on the large level. And maybe where you are right now, of course, is exactly where you should be right now, kind of thing. Let me use the angel answers. All right. Let's see what we've got. Will they offer her position, or what should she do about the position? Should she take this or not if it's offered? Mm-hmm. You might take it, but it won't happen right away if you do, because the reconsider card is coming up, right? So I really think you might ask them to reconsider, or if you say no, they'll like, well, reconsider. Like, you know, let's see, you know, what we could work out. I think you're still going through a little bit of your own healing process. There is this recovery card right now. That's partly like with that healing chaos. I just feel like you can't quite take that on right this minute. Like, and it might change in a couple months or a month. That's what I kind of get this feeling of, right? You need a little more downtime before you take this on completely. And then it's really up to you. I feel like that door is going to be open for you, you know, no matter what. It's really more up to, the ball is in your court. You're the one that gets to say yes or no. It's not them. It's really not them. But like after a couple months, maybe 3 to 4 months is what I'm feeling. On the bottom, it says you're ready, right? I think that there will be a moment where it says you're ready to do this, or you're ready to reconsider taking a position here. Because I actually feel like this is not a bad fit for you. With the Enlightenment card, it feels like, oh, you know, new things. I'm ascending to new heights, and I'm, you know, trying new stuff. And it's not a bad place that you're in, but you're not quite ready yet. I would give it at least 2 to 4 months here. That's just my feeling, for you to do a little bit more healing work, for you to just get to a little bit more where you want to be. That's where that feels. Let me get us some tarot on this. Yes, they do, Nancy. We had a really good time when I was there on their channel that night. Last week. Yeah, it was already last week. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, it is definitely up to you if you even want to complete the week of October. You really just have to listen to your own body, your own energy level. I know exactly what that's like. You know me, I got a lot of Pisces going on, and you know, we kind of thrive on fluid schedules. That's so un-Capricorn of me. The Capricorn in me loves a schedule, loves like very clear like timelines, likes to plan. But the Pisces in me really likes to go with the flow. You know, I do my best to get on my lives on time, but a lot of times like tonight I get on late because I needed to eat, right? I needed to sleep. I needed to take care of myself before I was in the right proper energy and mindset to do good reads. So it's that kind of thing. Oh, me too, Nancy. We had a great time. You can always tell when you jam together, and me, Sharon, and Lisa, we're a good team. We're a good little trio. We read well together. Like, we were getting so many synchronicities, it was mind-blowing. We were all like, in some of them, like all of us pulled the same card. I'm like, what? Like, we're sharing a brain here, guys. All right, let's see what we have in the tarot for Sharon around her teaching position, please, Spirit. Wow. Yeah, right now, you are in such a contemplative state, and have been for a while. There's one of your Pisces power cards right there in the immediate past position, the Neptune card, Hangman. I just feel like it's the should I stay or should I go? It's the limbo, right? It's the temporary pause for reflection, healing, insight, seeing things from a different perspective. I just do. I still feel like you're in this recovery zone where it's like you're shaking out some old junk. And that's a divine process that you can't really push, you know? I know you are. I know you're going through lots. I know you're going through lots. And that's one of those subtle, etheric, spiritual things that's very hard to explain. Even to other spiritual people, they're like, huh? You know? Yeah, but at the same time, the cool thing though is at the same time with the Two of Wands, you are contemplating your new moves, right? You're like, yes, I know I'm going through this. I'm doing a thing. I'm shaking some things out. I'm releasing. But you've got that Two of Wands, which is the new beginnings. It's the Aries side of things. It's like it's time to open those doors. And you are contemplating what's a good place for me to go next. Where should I be? In the center, we do have that Eight of Wands. And so I feel, you know, there's a part of you that really craves the activity and the movement, lots going on. But then there's also that side of you that's like, this is overwhelming and it's wearing me out. And I can't take all that on right now. Because the Eight of Wands is like good opportunities, right? It's all kinds of good stuff coming your way. But it can feel a little stressful. Even if it's good stuff, it's like, oh my God. And some people might not understand that as well, right? A lot of people may not understand that because they're like, what are you complaining about? Oh, gee, what am I going to do with this pot of gold that landed on me? You know, it's like, oh, there's all these good things, all these good things. Yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you. Goodbye. All right. So yeah, that's what I feel with that Eight of Wands. It's mostly good things. Love working with kids and mentoring with teachers too. Yeah. But it's a lot. It's a lot. Because the Eight of Wands is communication, you know, and it's Sagittarius. So it's moving, moving, moving. It's going forward. It's good stuff, though. I feel like there's a lot of good things coming your way, and not just in the terms of like work opportunities, but this Ace of Cups, I feel like that's a big healing card. It is, especially for the spiritual work that you've been doing, you know, and I really feel like when you're ready for the next step, Spirit's going to be helping you out, right? It's really that hand of blessing. It's like when you're ready for it, you'll get what you need. Yeah. Oh, I can tell. Sure, for sure. Well, the hangman is never easy. It's sometimes a necessary process, but it's not easy because it does pull us sometimes in those two directions. But I think that ultimately here, you know, in the immediate future, I think you're going to make some decisions that are going to be best for yourself. Ten of Swords is the end of a difficult situation, coming to an end. And it's usually something mental, right? It's like whether we've been worrying about it or contemplating something or going back and forth or losing sleep over it, overthinking it. It's the end of that kind of situation. It's kind of that weight off our shoulders. Yeah, I feel like whatever is too much for you, you'll let it go. You will. Because we've got the Six of Swords on top of that, which is really making that choice to let go of difficult times and move in a better direction. This to me is such a beautiful, clear combination of saying, you know, you're going to let go of something that's been difficult, that's going to come to an end, and you're going to make the decision to keep going towards something that's really better, more healing, more positive, something that will be in balance, that won't have any drama, stress, conflict associated with it. Yeah, that's always a good combo. Six of Swords is one of my favorite cards anyway, because it really represents, to me, both the head and the heart decision. The fact that they're on the water and the swords are there, the air element, the element of thought, and the element of emotion coming together to make the decision to go towards better times and better days. Yeah, the trolls, they're... They always come around. You know, anytime you're alive doing live tarot readings, they pop in because they think that they're, I don't know, saving souls or something. Let's get a suggested approach here. Ooh, I like this. Yes, the Star card. This Star card. Yeah, so definitely seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, taking a very optimistic approach. The Star is liberating energy, Aquarius energy, right? It's independence and freedom. It really is the freedom to do your own thing. But it's really positive changes that bring an end to challenging times. And I do feel like with these cards, there is an end to challenging times. I don't think it's a bad thing you're going towards. I think it's very positive here. I think your fear is just, I think you don't want to burn any bridges, right? With this Five of Pentacles, I feel like you don't want to cut off something that might be really good for you in the future. That's kind of a feeling I'm getting, but I really don't feel like you can. I don't feel like you can. I feel like the things that are there for you, that are going to be good for you, I think the door is going to kind of stay open. That's just the feeling I get. The Star is just so overwhelmingly positive. And I feel like it's also giving you that this or that choice. It's like you can either come at this from a place of positivity, which is the Star, of looking at the, you know, the brighter picture, the better picture, or the Five of Pentacles, which is that like scarcity fear. You know, don't make decisions out of that. One day at a time, babe. Potential outcome is the Seven of Pentacles. So just take it one day at a time. Don't stress yourself out. Release unnecessary worries or fears about it. Just plant your garden. Weed it each day. Don't overdo it. Don't overdo it. This is slow and steady wins the race. But I feel like, you know, anything that you do, any good efforts you put in, it carries over into the future, right? It carries over into the future. It has good results. And the Star is also a card of the future. Yeah, and there's that Eight of Wands coming out again. I mean, I feel like you and me have some similarities, Sharon. You and me, I don't know what that is. Maybe it's our Pisces thing, but you and me are funny. Like, we don't mind taking our time, but then like we also get impatient. Like, I want it to go faster. Even though we really kind of do want it to be slower, we also kind of want it to be faster. It's funny how that is, you know? It's like, no, quicker, no, slower. Who's driving this car? I'm that way too. Like, I'm such a Capricorn in some ways, where it's like, I don't mind taking it slow and steady. I know I'm gonna get there, but then sometimes my dragon, that little Aries fire in me, is like, I want to go quick. Yeah, it's fun how that is. And the World card is here on the bottom, which I love too. Saturn ruled card, the last card of the major arcana. So it feels like big lessons and hurdles. I just feel like one big cycle is closing and a new cycle is opening. And that's how it feels with that Two of Wands on top of the Hanged Man. The future with that Ten of Swords, the Six of Swords. It's like one old cycle that was difficult getting closed. Something come in real full circle, because that's the World. You know, it's like the beginning is the end is the beginning, right? It's that I've sorted out one cycle, and I feel like you're going to know when that cycle is. Like, you're going to know when you're ready to take on more work in the outside world or not. You're going to know it. You know, yeah. And on the bottom, the Five of Swords. So I feel like another thing that's really done for you, considering we're looking at, you know, leaving behind with that Ten of Swords, Five of Swords, Five of Pentacles. I feel like you're also really done with toxic people, negative people. I feel like you have almost you've developed an even stronger super sensitivity to all of that. So it's like if you're dealing with anyone or anything that has that toxicity or negativity around it, you're not going to stick around for it. That's you've gotten a lot pickier, and that's a good thing. Pisces needs to be picky because many times they're not enough, right? They're not picky enough. They're so accepting and so loving, and that's not a bad thing, but there's a big but in there. You can get really taken advantage of and hurt a lot too by letting narcissists, sociopathic types, take advantage of us. And that's my Five of Swords. It's all over the place. That's the Five of Swords. Energy thief kind of people. I just feel like you've really closed. You've closed the bank window to those folks. It's like, no, you can't bank here anymore. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I feel, yeah. I mean, in some way, shape, or form, you've closed out a lot of that junk in your life. That's the cycle that's really come to an end. Ooh, I like that one. The Spark. The spark is your affirmation, a card of beginnings. A starting spark, the flame is there, which if you feed will catch and flare. Yeah, so I do feel like new beginnings are around the corner here. That's definitely what that feels like. Yeah, rebirth, creative source, renewal, fresh beginning. But you're just closing a few things out first. And I think when you're ready, you'll know it. It's important to listen to your little Pisces twinkle, your little intuition, because it won't steer you wrong. It won't steer you wrong. That's a great read. There are going to be a lot of good things. Oh, Gwen. Yeah, well, mothers can be like that even when they're not trying to be. My mom can be, a lot sometimes. I love my mom, but dang. She can be a lot sometimes. Yeah. And it's important to just make sure you take time for yourself. Oh, you're welcome, Sharon. That was a great read. I think you're in a good place though. That's the positive part. I don't think you're in a bad place at all, and I think that you have enough awareness, intuition, understanding to do what's right for you at each step. And that's the most important part, Sometimes those, the parental relationships. My mom can be tough. She has that Leo rising. Yeah. Yes. And Gwen, I know that's hard to lay that boundary sometimes. It's hard with me too, because there's times when I either need to be working or I need to be resting more, and she wants to talk and I get into it, and then later I'm like, darn it, I needed to rest. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to put those kind of boundaries around with family. It can be. Yeah. Yeah. My mom has two modes, and she can be very Leo-y, Virgo-y. Yeah. Yeah, and the health stuff, that's tough. That's really tough, because it's like you don't feel like you can really have the option to back off. Yeah. Understandable. With my mom, sometimes she can have that, she has a Leo rising. Hey, Ms. Mindful, good to see you. Yeah, we've been here for a little bit. um, but yeah, so I was saying my mom she's got the Leo rising, so sometimes things can be super dramatic, right? It's just like, oh, but she's also got that real Capricorn Virgo vibe. And so sometimes she can get very anxious and fussy. And it's like when she's in a good place, she's really fun to be around. She's great. But then when she's in that more anxious, over worried, over analytical, it will drive you up a wall. Because she'll ask you all these questions that you have no answers for. And I'm like, I'm not a doctor. I'm sorry. And yeah, so it can be a thing. I feel you on that. And sometimes with her, it's like when she'll tell me about health stuff, it's hard to know what part of it's like I should really take it seriously, or what part of it is just like ramped up the drama, because a lot of times it's just ramped up drama and I'm like, oh, okay, it's not really that serious, and she's just making it like, oh my god, this thing happened to me and it was the worst thing in the world, and and right, exactly. Yeah, I hear you, Gwen. It's just finding a way to balance it and try to just, I have to ask very specific questions to just get to the heart of, is this like a real concern? Or is this just like, wanting to like, put on a show for me because you want a little attention? Because your Leo rising wants me to look at you. Yeah, I gotcha. Sure. Oh, trust me, when that tree fell on my mom last June, it was serious. It was serious. But oh my goodness, how many times did we have to hear the story of the tree? Oh man, it was just like, you will not believe what happened to me. Yeah. I'm kind of the opposite. Like, my rising is Aquarius, descendant is Leo, so it's like, I don't really want to draw that much attention to myself in that way. Not for that. Oh yeah, Nancy, it was nuts. It was nuts. I think I'm going to end up telling the story of the tree again. It was, yeah. Right. And that's, oh yes, Gwen. And that's a thing too. That's a thing too. And that's a big paradigm shift. That's a huge generational thing too that you're dealing with. Because, yes, in the old days, right, and she might need to get someone to help her. And honestly, that would probably be best, because you're not a professional healthcare provider. You're not a professional nurse or caretaker. And that's just the truth. It's like, but I do feel like that's a really old, like, paradigm, is that, the mother, it was always expected, or the woman of the house or the family was always expected to, give everything till they were freaking dead. And it's like, you know what? Times have changed, and women don't just get to sit around the house their whole life or be a stay-at-home mom and then have, all this time after that to take care of the parents and everything. It's just not the way it is. Yeah, no, I understand. I truly do. Because I'm going to be moving, and my mom's like, what am I going to do without you? And I'm like, I mean, what you're doing right now, honestly. It's not like I provide all this, caretaking for her or anything. She's not, she's certainly not you know, incapacitated by any means. You know, it's funny when people, you know, tell people I don't have kids and like, well, who's going to take care of you when you're old? I'm like, probably the same people that are going to take care of you when you're old, whether you have kids or not. That's just the truth. Your kids are not professional nurses. They're not, you know, licensed caretakers. And I hate to tell you, they're probably not going to drop their job in Minneapolis or wherever the heck they live to come, you know, be there. And we don't all get that. I mean, I was lucky that I was able to take care of my dad and help out with him when he was dying from cancer. And it's simply because of where I lived and the proximity and all of that. And it was, you know, I'm glad I was able to do it. But in this world, most people can't most of the time. You know, my sister was barely around because she has a kid and a stepkid and, you know, a job. So it's like, you know, people are strapped these days. It's just not the same way. Probably not a lot, to be honest, Nancy. Probably not a lot because she's got so much going on herself. She's often just totally overwhelmed. She doesn't come around that often, even though she doesn't live that far away. But, I mean, if there was an emergency, certainly she'd be, you know. You know, and I'm not adverse to traveling to help out either if something came up, right? You know, that's really kind of what it is too. Yeah, but that tree situation was crazy. Yeah, and I know what that's like too, Gwen, because you're the responsible one. Right. See, I'm the responsible one. My sister is not viewed as much that way. I'm the one that's like, Ariel knows what she's doing kind of thing. And it's like, oh, yes. Yes. And it's like, I mean, when my dad was passing, me and my mom were both here helping to take care of him at the end. But we had to have a hospice care worker. We had to. Each day they came in for like 8 hours, and it was still overwhelming. When somebody's dying, it's no joke. It's like work to get them out, you know, to the next plane. It's an effort. I almost feel like death is birth in reverse. it's you know, it's huge effort when the soul's brought in, and it's huge effort when the soul's brought out. It's like, yeah, it's massive, especially when someone has something like cancer to deal with. It's a lot, and it's more than just one or two family members can handle, straight up. And you're not as qualified. You don't know. Like, we had to learn a lot of things as the process went on. Whereas, you know, people that are trained already know. They already know what to do. So, yeah. Yeah. Exactly, Nancy. It's both. It's like, I would never trade those experiences for anything. But at the same time, it was traumatic, and it definitely took a toll. Yeah. Because watching someone you love die like that is very traumatic. It is. There's just no getting around it. Yep. That's being responsible, Ms. Mindful. I hear ya. Right. It's like, I have to work too, and yeah. In a perfect world, you know, all three could just work in cooperation and just, you know, help with whatever needed to be done and make it work. Ugh, yeah. Yeah, I hear ya. Gwen, Nancy, yeah, we've had some similar experiences. I still have those times where it's hard to believe my dad is gone. I still sometimes feel like he's just gonna come back in the house. Ugh, yeah, see, that's tough, Gwen. Sometimes all you can do is say, I'm sorry you feel that way, because you can only apologize so much. And it's like, if you're not trying to be mean or difficult, it's like, you shouldn't really be apologizing anyway. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, I would have a hard time with that. I know I would. That's when my Capricorn Aquarius side steps in. It's like, okay, I'm trying to help, but if you want to be an ass, I'm out of here. You can call someone else and go talk to them like that. Peace. That's how I feel. It's like, it's just goat out. Goat is out. Yeah. There has to be a little bit of mutual respect there. That's just, I can't. I just can't. Like, if somebody's just being a jerk, it's like, It's like, yeah, it's like, I get it if you're upset. I get it if you're in pain. Nobody's their best from those positions when they're scared or they're hurting. You know, but please try not to take it out on me, kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah. I know. I'm grateful that when it got really bad for my dad at the end, I'm really grateful that he did not linger like a real long time, because oh, it would have been awful for him. Like, it just would have been awful. He hated it anyway, because he was so independent. He wanted to get in the car and go somewhere. And even though, like, he was literally dying, he was still like, I need to get up. And, like, he would get up and try to get up. And I'd be like, Dad, you can't get up. I said, I know you want to, but this is it, you know? And you can't get in the car anymore because your legs don't work. It was so sad having to tell him that and have him kind of go, oh, yeah, I remember now. And was like, oh, because he really didn't want to stay in that bed. His spirit never got weaker. If anything, it got more feisty towards the end. He was just like, I need to go somewhere. I need to get up. Aw, he was always like that. He always was, very proactive. So I'm glad, that at the end he didn't linger super long, because that would have been really hard on all of us, and I was just glad that he didn't have to struggle for a real long time. Yes, exactly, Gwen. At the very end, the cancer had metastasized into my dad's brain just a little bit, and so he was having moments of coming in and out of clarity. So there were times he could completely hold a conversation and knew exactly what you were saying, and, back and forth. And then other times he would just get real confused and start saying things that didn't make a whole lot of sense. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was my best friend. I don't know if I'll ever have connection like that again in my life. We just had almost like a psychic bond. We really did. He was a good person to be around. I was always proud to have him with me. anywhere I went. Just very proud of my dad. I was out yesterday, actually. I went to a football game at his favorite stadium. And oh yeah, there were some times that I just got so teary-eyed. And I felt like he was there. And the craziest thing is his name was Jack Williams. And so me and my mom are sitting there at this game at my dad's favorite place. And before the kickoff, they said, we're going to have, you know, they bring out the guy to do the coin flip, you know, to see which team gets the ball first. And the name of the guy that they brought out was named Jack Williams. It was like, what? Like, we were just sitting there, and all of a sudden, they're like, and here he comes, Jack Williams. And we were like, we looked at each other like, are you kidding me? I was like, it's a sign, Mom. I'm like, he's here. Oh, it was just, and they like put his name up on the like screen, you know, on the board. I was just like, you've got to be kidding me. I was like, of all the names in all the world, they found a Jack Williams to come do the coin flip. Yeah. No. When things like that happen, I listen. I'm like, that's... I said, both of us are here, and he knows it. Yep. That was the craziest thing. Totally took me by surprise. I was like, what? I was like, Jack Williams. Yep. That was one of his favorite places in the world to be. He loved it. He loves Atlanta. He loved and loves Atlanta. But yeah, he definitely showed up last night. Oh yes. Or yesterday. He definitely showed up for me and my mom. So y'all, I guess I will take off. It's a good night tonight. Aw, yeah. That's understandable, Gwen. No one can push your buttons like family can. That's just the way that is, you know. Nobody can push it quite like that. And that's one of my favorite, I don't know if it's accredited to Buddhism or Taoism, but they're very similar. So, but that was one of my favorite things I've seen before is like, if you think you're so enlightened, go spend a week with your family. You will find out how enlightened you are very quickly. Because they will know all their buttons to push. Yes, yes. My dad had an incredible amount of patience. Incredibly patient. Way more patient than me. Oh my goodness. I don't know how he did it. With my mom and us. Oh boy. The older I get, the more I'm like, how did he handle all this? How did he do it? Didn't we drive him crazy? That man must have had a callus on his tongue for biting it so many times. Just like, I'm not gonna say nothing. Yeah. Well, it's a learning curve. Gwen, you know, it's a learning curve. I feel like, you know, what you're going through is certainly not something other people don't go through too and haven't gone through. It can be really tough, but it's sort of this learning curve. And I feel like sometimes those sort of like parent-child rebellions can come at any age. They really can. We only think of them happening when you're a teenager, but sometimes they happen at other ages, sometimes very far out, especially if you never had a typical teenage rebellion in your life, right? And sometimes really what that is just establishing boundaries, you know, and defining yourself as an individual aside from your parents, and deciding in some ways, you know, especially when you're older, I feel like it's kind of deciding which of their positive traits you want to try to build on and which of their negative traits you want to try to manage in yourself, because, you know, we take on a lot of those qualities. There's no way that we can't. It's such a formative relationship. You know, I can see the positive and negatives in myself that I got from both of my parents, right? That's a real typical thing. I think a lot of folks go through this. And there's no normal as to when and how it happens. You know, it can happen, like I said, at any age. It just depends on the people. Yeah, that's a toughie, Gwen. That's a real toughie. It's very individual. Both of my parents came from abusive homes. For my mom, it was her mother that was more abusive, and for my dad, it was his father. In my dad's situation, his father left their family when he was pretty young, and my dad never talked to him again. He literally had no relationship whatsoever with his biological father. It was like the guy was just dead to him. I never met him. No idea what happened to him or when or if he died. Nothing. You know, he was just gone. He was gone. And my mom, no, her mother was mentally troubled and also abusive. And, you know, it took time, you know, for my mom, you know, to be able to kind of forgive her mother and just sort of realize that her mother was not mentally well, and it was really coming from that. But, you know, they were living in two different cities at that point too, so it's not like she was around all the time. But it was never real easy. So I understand, you know, what you're dealing with on that level, because everybody has their own reaction to it, whether it's to just completely, you know, separate from that, or to try their best to forgive and heal it. And you just have to do what's right for you over time. Yeah. And that's important. And you know, it's one of those things that as you're doing that kind of healing work, you honor yourself, you know, as well in the middle of all of it, because you can only do so much as one person. And, you know, you can only take on so much, right? It's good for you to start kind of learning your limit. You probably have already been doing that, to kind of say, okay, I can handle this much, and then I have to say no more for today, you know? Because I know how that can be too, where it's like you have a certain like emotional threshold. Yeah. Yeah, that's a shame. And it really also, you know, it's what feels right to you and your peace of mind. And it's also, I guess, you know, the balance of, does she have the resources that it would take to have outside help come in if she needs it? Because if she has the resources and she can get the help, you shouldn't have to take all of that on. Not at all. Yeah. Let her drive someone else crazy for a while. They're paid to do it. You're not. I can't help but feel that way a little bit. It's kind of like, you know what? That's just a shame. It's tough, you know, when people are like that. And some people just are. Yeah. Sure. Understandable. That's funny, Gwen. Yeah, you're like, yeah, it's not just me. It's not just me that sees this. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I love my mom, but she can be a lot. She can be a lot. She can be a ball of stress and anxiety, and it's hard to deal with that when she's in that mode. And everybody sort of knows it. I remember talking to my dad about it when he was still alive, and I was like, Dad, what am I going to do with Mom? You know how she gets? And he's like, oh, I know. He's like, I don't know. He's like, I feel like I try to get her to calm down, but sometimes I feel like she gets more stressed and anxious with the years. I said, I know. And it's like, that's what's hard, is it's like, you think, you'd hope that as somebody gets older, they get, you know, less stressed, less anxious. But it's like with my mom, I almost feel like it's more. So it can be tough. It can be a thing. All right, y'all. Have a good night. I had a friend a few years ago tell me about his mom. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. No, it's... Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's sometimes hard for people to believe it when I tell them that, because they've only seen the more lighthearted side of her. And, you know, it's like, unless you see that really fussy, dramatic, like, panicked kind of, ooh, it's like, it's hard to understand, like, how that can be. So, and I mean, all of us have those sides. All of us have the tougher sides of ourselves that we don't really like, and other people probably don't like that much either. It's just a matter of being conscientious of it, you know? Conscientious of it when we're doing it. That's the big thing. All right, Jules, Nancy, Gwen. Oh, good. That's important. That's the most important. Thanks, Jules. I hope you're doing okay. I miss you. No problem, hun. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for chatting. Thank you, Sharon. It's always fun to have a little ladies chat. It's always good times. All right, sweethearts. Have a good night. The new moon is coming soon. That's gonna help. That's gonna help the energy for sure. That's gonna be positive. I'll talk to y'all soon. Have a great night.